There we are. We're live. Yay!
We're live.
I gotta go grab a microphone and stuff. I thought I had like 20 minutes still.
No, well, you have time until we actually record the show.
Okay.
Let's harmonize
is just
live.
the pre-shit show. Oh, sweet Jesus. Okay.
Sweet. We're live. We're live. We're live.
We're live. Jesus.
Yep, need to mute that.
Record. Waves, waves, waves. There we go. Okay.
Hold on. I'm getting there.
Will the picture explain to me how to do this? Yes. All right. So the short side is the one that goes in this one.
Oh my gosh, we wasted like 4 pages of content on their forums, and they're gonna waste like 20 minutes of content on our podcast putting a fucking shelf together. Good game, Chris Allen. You win.
Good. Checkmate, motherfucker.
Oh my gosh.
Look, I'm leaving town tomorrow, and I need to get this done before Mary, so it's not Mary's problem.
There's no such thing as Mary. Quit making that up.
I mean, yeah, we have yet to see her.
I've seen her.
What?
What?
I don't have proof to the contrary.
You can't prove it. I've traveled the world. Who knows? I could have ran into her.
Somebody's got to show her the way. Sorry,
you can always go get Travis out of your closet. Maybe he could help you.
No, he like threw up all over him a couple minutes ago, and that was the last I heard from him.
He not feeling very well?
No, he was. It was time to eat, and Victor disagreed that it was time to eat.
Oh, joy.
Come on, Audacity. What the fuck?
I would say that I'm glad I'm past those stages, but after those stages is like the between 3 and 5 and 6 age, where the boys are just insane.
Worst fucking age in the world.
What, between 3 and 5?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
no, I just keep staring at my son, saying, "When are you going to be as old as your sister?" And then my sister my daughter gets older. And then I continuously look at my son and say, "When are you going to be that age?"
How old is your daughter? Is it puberty time yet? Because he might be going, "Oh God."
No.
Oh no, I'm totally ready for that.
They're only like 3 years different.
Oh, okay.
Like 2.5. So it's really close, but like far enough away that there's always one developmental jump between them. Is like, hey, she doesn't piss the bed. What you doing?
Good.
Yeah.
Test 1. Oh my god, my computer's so slow right now. I can't tell if I have waves. Oh, fucking Windows 10. Fuck.
Yep, I would agree 110%.
It'll work better if you drink more.
I'm gonna increase. I'm gonna increase the age from 3 to 6. From 3 to 6, it's an absolute nightmare. Everybody says it's 2, but when they hit 3,
terrible 2s is nothing. An absolute joke.
Yeah.
2s are easy.
Yep.
Oh my god.
They're still cute at that age too. They're still kind of cute, and they're innocent. But then when they figure stuff out, then it's
Everything about children sounds awful. What are you guys doing?
It wasn't our plan. It's not like we tried to do the fun stuff and they just happened afterwards.
Then you guys washed your underwear together and then bam.
Ow.
Yeah, there needs to be like when you get with a girl, there needs to be like some sort of Admiral Akbar product just screaming, "It's a trap!" And just,
it's called Other People's Kids.
Well, when you're the first one of everyone you know to have kids, I mean, you just...
Did you play yourself?
Are we live?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Because like some of the guys on the groupies page are like, "It's not working for me."
What?
And it could be my fault.
Did you tell him to get good?
No, I can see it. Our Stan keeps responding to us. Get good.
Get good.
I mean, in the words of Chris Allen, fuck the listener, right?
Indeed.
No, we actually have to be
We care about our listeners.
somewhat nice to our listeners because we have a Patreon now. We got filthy internet dollars.
Did I miss that?
We are always nice to our listeners.
Well, if you didn't know we had one, Chris Allen, then yes, you did miss it.
Shit, I'm sorry. Only a
You
little.
should be sorry.
Also, you wrecked Travis so bad today. It made me so happy.
Did we really?
With your what's it called? Your thing where you thought you were serious about like getting good or some shit. It was great.
Yeah, I just made an offhand comment. I was like, Portland. There was only one Ghost Fen, so clearly it's not a problem.
No, you straight got the deadpan. Like he thought you were serious. It was amazing.
Because like I followed it up with next OCX bounty. See if somebody can actually win a tournament with Ghost Fen because I don't think you can.
Yeah,
So,
going forward. Yeah.
Right.
So somebody out there is like, oh shit, hold my beer. I was gonna fly something wholesome, but now there's a bounty. I gotta fly it.
And I like how you said we'll just give you
the
something.
problem.
We'll just give them something.
And I purposely went through and found every like instance of grammatical fuckery I could and did it wrong. So like there I screwed up, and good and well I screwed up, and
I love the fact that right after your comment we started the fucking spamming. It just went from there. So,
oh, poor Travis.
I'll wait till.
Was I using the wrong piece of glass? No, the instructions were wrong.
My favorite part was K-Dub. Finally, like it went from page 141 right to 142. And it was perfect because the top comment was, "Whoa, guys! You never know when someone's going to report this to a moderator, and you might get it. You guys might get it shoved to off-topic." And I just posted as many gifs of fucking Travis like doing that weird.
That was the fucking best.
I love that gif. It's like the perfect look.
I just put 4 of them right next to each other.
How had no one else thought to do that yet? It was brilliant.
I didn't know I could do it either until it happened.
Yeah, I forget what they were talking about, but somebody made a suggestion for a list, and it was just so fucking dumb. Like it broke him on the spot, and he didn't know what to do or say.
No, it was Alan Fung of all people was trying to convince Travis how good Thweek was and that Kylo was overpriced.
Oh yeah.
Well, turns out Kylo needs 2 EPTs, one for PTL and one for VI, and Thweek is actually moderately okay. And drink, bitches.
I called it shit.
Well, he's not tier 1. Like you don't really see him just like crushing the top tables, but he's just obnoxious enough that you have to think about him.
I remember.
He's too fair for this unwholesome world, which is funny because he's limited man senses, which is the dumbest shit that's ever happened.
Like he's almost like Jump Masters were after like the 3rd nerf. They weren't great. They weren't going to win any tournaments. But if you came across one, you were screwed if you hadn't thought about it. Yeah. So that was the most infuriating thing. And
the
like,
Kylo player is probably so much better than you that you're fucked anyways.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
man.
I think I've had to face Thweek like twice, and like one time, like it was a series of unfortunate events. I got him stuck with you get no actions on your action bar going into the furball, which is great. And then the other one, I just ignored him and went after everything else. And I'm like, fine, you do your thing and be mediocre. Just ignored him. Way to do it.
Yeah, I remember. I brought Kanan Fenn to one of the Sunday tournaments at OC Gaming Comics just to show the guys what the list was about. That way, when we're practicing for regionals next month, they can kind of get a taste of what the list is. And I've never flown the list before, but I watched plenty of System Open and regional the weekend before from, what was it, Australia, Denmark, and then the Ryan on top ski. I watched that, so I kind of figured I knew what I was doing a little bit, but I played a guy that plays a week like a ton. And
Crushed your spirit.
well, he made I ended up beating him. He had Thweek, but oh my god, just me having to think about where he was going to be, even with that ghost.
To be thinking about where things are going to be. Just BPS 11 with boost, and then just boost to where he can't barrel roll. Easy peasy.
He's a golden god.
But Fenn had the only thing that was left was the Lothal Rebel. And I still had Zeb docked, and it was Thweek. Thweek was the.
So you're immune to them hurting you, so who cares? Whatever, it's fine.
Well,
you're putting this together surprisingly fast. I underestimated your instruction reading skills.
He struggled there for a bit, but then once he figured it out.
Where's my final salvo button?
I gotta make these stronger. Fuck.
What are you making?
I'm actually. Oh, never mind. I'm gonna have to get some new whiskey for Monday night.
Oh no!
Got to get some Canadian whiskey.
The good old Seagram 7.
Because I get to be a guest on Millennium Condor Bangladesh.
But the Canadians fucking blend their whiskey, and blended is bad. Blended is always bad.
No, I found some good stuff. I found some good stuff in Canada that my liquor store sells. So.
Did everybody hear that? No? Good. Never mind. Pay no attention.
The sound of silence.
I love that song. I can actually sing that song pretty good. If I could turn it into an X-Wing song, I would do that. You know, that's something we haven't had in a while. Fucking X-Wing songs.
I know.
We need to do like
what's up with that?
Well,
non-Disney remakes, though.
I started doing one, and I thought it was really good, but then I started listening to it, and I was like, this is awful. Like, just fucking bad. And I just deleted the whole damn thing.
You need to have Quick Draw with Electronic Baffle and turn that into a song like Hurt.
I don't even want to fly that list, much less sing about it.
I know.
Holy hell.
There's something really gratifying about letting those quick draws do that and then just not taking any damage anyways because your suture fell.
Yeah.
He was like, I got it. I'm moving because I took initiative like a not idiot and just landed right in front of where he was going to be range 1. And he's like, I got the range 1 dream shot. It's like, you did. You did. I'm sorry. Here's my 5 evades.
Ta-da!
Wow, this is actually hitting me quicker than I was expecting.
I was wondering because you looked like you were starting to feel it a bit.
Dude, I had fucking Captain Crunch for dinner. And with crunch berries. I'm not a fucking heathen.
That only primed your blood sugar level for that shit to get in your system faster.
Holy hell, this is gonna be a good night, bitches. Oh man.
Oh, hell.
I'm so ready for this.
I'm liking the enthusiasm.
So
we're gonna get started.
I don't know if anybody on the chat knew this, but since the crates called us either cheaters or bad or both, we're gonna do a whole episode about cheating. Yeah.
Yep. And being bad.
Like, fuck you. Hold my beer.
And being degenerate.
Hold my beer. We're doing this.
We're doing this.
Hold on. I gotta initiate phase 2. So I think a couple guys are already on it. So
I'm gonna go get another beer. Here, I'll put Bosk in my place while I'm gone.
I gotta find my favorite one. Well, not my favorite one. There we go.
Slur before recording. Yeah.
Somebody repost the picture of the anime panty flavored Doritos in Chris Allen's mouth.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
That was amazing. That was
Dude, where did you get that Bosk action figure? That's baller.
Shit, I'm not even
I
fucking
got it
on
at
them.
a place called D-Wolf's in Sioux City.
better?
They sell all sorts of old vintage games and action figures,
old
vinyl
vintage stuff?
records.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can go there and find old Star Wars action
Good
figures,
God! So
Transformers.
how much did
He-Man.
that cost? Because those guys always want to charge like I think this is like $50. Don't.
It cost them
don't try to
$7.50.
down. I know what I got. I
Nope.
know what I got.
$5.
Really?
$5.
All vintage Star Wars action figures are $5.
Wow.
But they're out of the box and they've been played with and stuff. But I was thinking about picking up like 6 of the Ewok action figures, but I didn't have all that money on me at the time. That way, like whenever it was time for the show to end, I could just hoard them little furry bastards onto my camera view and let you guys know that it was time for the show to end.
Or time for you to go to bed.
Oh man, I totally forgot to do that. I'm gonna yell at Dion and let him know that we're doing a whole broadcast of how to cheat better.
Oh yeah, you should do that.
Cheat on Gold Squadron stream. It's our one goal in life.
Oh my God! What the hell? I just searched for Dion in Facebook, and he's like the 6th one. How is that possible? There's Dion Hazelbacker, Dion Newbuller,
Because you
Dion
didn't put
Wise.
X-Wing behind it.
Hey, is my audio better, by the way? Is this mic better?
Yes, it is.
About freaking time.
Them
Hey.
sultry tones,
Jesus.
and we can see her face. Adorable
This thing
motherfucker.
on?
Hold on, I gotta get my OCXs away. There it is. Quote. Now go back up. Oh my God, this computer's so fucking slow. This is like Mark slow. This is bad.
You're like Mark Slow. You watch your goddamn language. Fuck, it's all over here.
Okay, so I sent a message to Dion saying, "Hey, just in case you're interested in watching, we're doing a whole episode about how to cheat in X-Wing." Then I said, "Don't worry, we'll tell them only to do it on stream." Oh man, I'm so glad he embraced the chaos and just dealt with it, because like for a while it seemed like he wasn't taking it well. And then all of a sudden, he kind of took a 180, embraced it, and was like, fine, I'm done being wholesome. Fuck that guy.
Holy shit! I didn't realize Padre was gonna fucking literally like quote every single meme that I put up there. That's fantastic.
What the hell's going on?
All right, Coach.
It's spamming part 2.
You can't share that link, but please open it. Or actually, just the video preview is enough. I never got you that picture, and I meant to for a long time. That's San Antonio round 1.
Okay, hold on. My computer, I'm trying to scroll to the right spot, but my computer's slow, so it keeps going past.
Send it to the group chat. I want to see this too.
All right. No share. This don't share that publicly. It's a Gold Squadron thing, private video, because it's not edited and it didn't really work. It was while they were setting up the stream for what's it called, PAX South. So it's round 1 when I was on stream, but the stream wasn't really working, so I had to set a good example for the rest of the time.
Oh God, it's loud. Do I need audio?
No, you just need the Chris in his robe and changing his opponent's dials all game.
What is?
Hold on, I'm getting there.
My body is right. So I can fast forward to dials?
Yeah.
Because you guys are shooting right at the beginning.
Yeah, the whole it's pretty broken.
So what am I looking for here? Oh wow, no balls. Are you wearing your robe? Oh, that's so cute.
We're still shooting. Need to look for dials here. Oh,
here's the timestamp. Okay, they're setting dials at about 4 minutes.
4 minutes and 20 seconds is
I
where
don't
I'm
know when I cheated on stream a lot, but it happens in there. Exciting.
What was this like a side event or what?
No, this was round 1 of the System Open.
So
in your robes? I love it.
Yes. Good example.
So So if this was round 1 of a system open, what happened? Like, did your opponent just call judge instantly?
No, it was. So we played round 1 of the day before too. Like we got paired round 1 both times. And he was playing double fire sprays with no repositioning, so I tabled him in like 6 turns or whatever, right? With 3 boats and quick draw. It was never really a game, so we were just fucking around.
Did you get a haircut?
I did get a haircut.
Aw.
Well, you didn't do anything. Nice. You're moving, and I didn't see you change anything.
I didn't do it every turn. Jesus.
God damn it.
I'm sorry. All right, how do I attach this shit? It just goes in the corner? That's easy.
I'm assuming you're parkering the shit out of this one?
No, I'm changing his dials, not mine.
Oh, dude, I totally just seen you pick it up. That's awesome.
Where? Timestamp.
Hold on. I'm getting there.
You guys realize the groupies wanted to see this.
Yeah,
sorry about their luck.
Oh, we're not supposed to share this.
Dial down. Okay.
What?
Sorry.
Okay, so he puts his dial down.
Okay, he's moving his first gunboat.
Nope. You got to go
very
away
nice
from
form. Oh, yeah, you can definitely tell.
Timestamp. Just give us the damn timestamp.
Hold on.
Holy hell.
Moving it again. Oh,
nope,
man,
he's moving his own
really
shit.
Close.
I thought he picked his up, but he didn't.
Really
Get
close.
better at YouTube.
Oh, my God, they zoomed in. Holy shit. Is he intentionally zooming in on that one?
No, it was the stream wasn't working because
He's just fucking with the camera.
I swear to God, if you pick up that guy's dial, I'm gonna lose my shit because that's fucking cheating 1,000.
I said I didn't realize it until a couple minutes ago. I was like, oh, we have a very good example for how to cheat. We did it all over the place.
Oh my God, I'm missing it. Unless I'm being really impatient.
Oh my God! Please tell me you moved that gunboat.
Okay.
Back.
Okay. That was significantly less chaotic than I was hoping for, but it is funny because like it's right at
spoilers. Come on, don't.
No, it's just so you can fast forward. 11:45 ish.
Oh my God! Really? Fuck.
Yeah. So go there. So the guy flips over his dial and starts going for his maneuver template, and Chris just reaches over and spins it a bunch.
I just seen it. He's laughing too.
That's funny.
Right.
See, those are the times that when you can sit there and play a game and have fun with people. That's the fun part because like you when
oh my
like,
God, he is fucking
a lot of the games
so goddamn hard. You realize we're live, and I pressed record a long time on Audacity. This is bullshit.
Like there's games that you get playing in some of these tournaments, and they're so cutthroat that you're just on edge. You're thinking the whole time. You got adrenaline pumping on like every dice roll, and like it's just like mind wrecking. But then you have other games where you're just sitting there cracking jokes with each other, and like any time you play against like Mark Tippett or oh God, I'm forgetting his name now. I'm a bastard.
That was like having sex on prom night. That was totally anticlimactic.
I gotta scroll down and find this. How am I forgetting this name?
All right, we're starting this shit. God damn it!
Nope, I gotta find this.
Finally found this.
Fucking Bob Swaim, man. Anytime you play a guy like that, or this guy I played down in Indy, where it's just like you're just having fun and playing a fucking game, just so much fun. I love those. Like just better, like the best part of any X-Wing weekend when you get one of those matchups where like you realize you're playing a game, you're playing it well, but everybody is just having fun with it.
All right, for Montana's sake, someone whose computer is working a little better than mine, tell me the time that you got on your Audacity right now.
23 minutes and 19 seconds.
Am I supposed to be recording?
Yeah, 23 minutes and 41 seconds.
Hold on, Kyle, what are you at?
At 23:30 right now.
23:30. Yeah, okay. We're gonna do snaps.
3 minutes.
Fuck. Oh,
do I need to be running Audacity too?
Yes, you do.
Okay, so Chris
turn
is
that goddamn Facebook off.
Yeah, mute your fucking tabs. This
and
is
then throw your keyboard out the window.
All right, hey, so how do I do this?
Audacity?
I've never done it.
Double click on Audacity and
Yes,
hit the red button.
Oh, right, because I don't need my mic. Yeah, we're good. Okay. It's way easier when I don't need everyone's audio. So I'm at 5 seconds. Nailed it.
You can follow the instructions for a shelf, but not recording audio.
Look, I'm sorry. I'm used to doing all the work.
Yeah, I know what you. I can feel your pain.
You're used to doing all the work, or just sitting in a car screaming.
Somebody's got to.
Okay, no Uncle Mark. That is not Chris's full name.
Oh, I
What
need
is
a
it?
YouTube chat. Hey,
Grand
somebody-
Inquisitor of the Judge Illuminati.
What?
I got it written down somewhere.
Sure, maybe. Whatever you want to call me. I don't care.
Don't give us those powers. Super don't give us those powers.
Evidently, you just can't call me Chris tonight because, that's going to screw me up all day.
Nobody calls you Chris anyway.
We got a new player in our league named Chris. It's super fucking
Grand
funny.
Inquisitor of the Judge Illuminati.
Didn't we have a guy come and play X-Wing in the store and his name was Kyle like that one time? And it like really confused me. Like it was just that one time.
There's a guy at work with the name Chris Brown, and it infuriates me because I get his emails constantly.
Oh,
they're like important fucking emails. I have to respond back and be like, please update all your records. This guy came after me. He's number 2.
When I watch the old show with Craig T. Nelson and Dick Van Dyke, coach, I get messed up all the fucking time.
What the shit? You're so old.
I know. I thought that would be a good alt-art card for me, but nobody remembers the show,
Chris,
coach.
So many emails that come in marked like strictly confidential. Hey, Chris, here's all our clients' information. Like, God damn it.
Dude, no, seriously, like absolutely seriously. I got an email while I was at Raytheon asking me to approve the sale of or a shipment of anti-aircraft tech to go to France.
So you said yes, right?
I'm like, nope, I'm not touching this one. I went straight to my manager and was like, please, for the love of God, take this power out of my hands. Like, no, I am not sending like anti-missile, anti-aircraft tech to
top level security.
As a wise man once said, no balls.
All right.
No, I had none at that time.
Everybody got the power cord plugged in?
Yes.
Check.
Power cord plugged in?
Headset working? Check.
Headsets are for scrubs.
Fuck, I don't know where to fucking go with that one. blue wavy things. Everyone got them?
Yep.
Okay. Standby alcohol. Check.
Mm-hmm.
Check.
Miller Lite.
Check.
Mm-hmm.
Alcohol
Yummy.
approved.
All right, let's bust into this bitch.
Noms.
Oh, snaps.
Oh.
Fucking Ryan on top ski would have been pissed. I don't have the chat up, so you guys have to let me know if they're trying to get a hold of my attention.
Nope, they're not. Just
All right.
ready for the clicks.
3, 2, 1.
Alan's not ready. You need to make sure he's ready. He clearly has no idea what's going on.
I snapped in time.
Did you?
Sakes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so maybe he did it. I didn't see your hands.
He did do it.
You're supposed to obnoxiously hold your hands in front of your face.
Go get another old fashioned.
Because video matters.
The microphone is over here.
Don't make Chico get the belt out.
Also, I think I failed the following instructions. Oh, God damn it! I super did.
Hey, by the way, you realize that I'm nonchalantly, we're huge on YouTube these days. So whatever squad shirts that we get, we usually wear them on the show. So it's kind of like free advertising. Hint, hint. Nudge, nudge. Wink, wink. Know what I mean? And apparently, Hornet
Except for me,
Squadron.
nobody sends me shirts except Chris Allen.
Hornet Squadron paid out the ass to get us both wearing.
Yeah.
We haven't made crate shirts in like over a year.
I'm super glad I have one. This was super necessary back in the day when I had no squadron. Those were sad days. Well, it's like we were on a squadron, and then our squadron disbanded because the store owner hated us. and we had to create our own.
I'm pretty sure though that you're gonna have a run for your money for the best looking templates out there though, because I got a feeling Andrew is gonna knock ours out of the park. They're gonna look dead sexy.
Are you going with my color scheme?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
Right.
Hey, wait! I think the Kessel Run's recording. We could go bomb them.
Ooh.
Does anyone listen to them anymore?
I do. Don't talk bad about my
that's
daddy.
not a fucking glowing. Never mind. I thought the Kessel Run was basically the Carolina Crates anyway. I thought that was like just their practice show for you.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, I tried to listen to the last one. And I couldn't do it. It was nice that Chambly was fucking on your podcast and you gave me the rundown of the cliff notes. I don't think I could have handled that in actual tone, but whatever.
That was great.
We're starting. Good morning, X-Wing! Hey, this is not a test. This is OCX Radio. Time to rocket from the Delta Pilot to the 4BZ. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the OCX Radio Podcast, coming to you live from downtown Orange City, Iowa. My name is Aaron the Coach Kroll, and join with me today, Grand Inquisitor of the Judge Illuminati, Chris Darth Chico Brown.
And already halfway in the bag. It feels good, boys.
Crunked, ladies and gentlemen.
Not quite there.
We'll break
Crunked.
Gotta drink just enough to talk about this topic.
That is not our motto on this show. You know that. First one to pass out wins.
and man, you are so good at winning that. And Travis called you bad.
I don't know. I win at so many things that I don't realize how I can be
that
called
aren't X-Wing.
Nobody said I was good at X-Wing.
Oh, I super fucked this up.
Oh, you shut up. You're not introduced yet.
I'm sorry.
Bringing up the rear as always, Kyle, the Sloot Stews.
Good to be back on the show.
And speaking of the show, coming back once again, basically by force, Supreme Leader Chris Allen.
I got promoted.
Well, maybe not Supreme Leader yet. You're still wearing your ready-ass fucking robe, so you're like
the Supreme Leaders keep dying, so we got to do something.
That's fair. No, I'll last this time. I'm the chosen one. It's fine.
They promoted the next guy in line wearing a robe, and it just happened to be Chris.
Just fucking
Is anybody out there wearing a robe?
Wait, this thing's symmetrical. I can just flip it over. Oh, I'm brilliant.
What? Your fucking shelf that you've been building for the last 20 minutes? It's symmetrical. No shit. It's a fucking...
No, all right, look. So I'm doing the corner thing, like to make it close. I don't know. Can you see this?
Yes.
Okay, so I put the corner thing on wrong, and I was trying to figure out how to switch it to the other side of the glass pane, and then I realized it's the glass pane and nothing matters.
Oh my god.
Good times.
This side up.
Correct.
It's a fucking glass pane. Jesus.
Clearly, we have all of your attention.
Oh,
because this podcast requires so much thought.
Hey, more thought than ours.
It's like we drink, you put a shelf together. I mean, we end up at the same place, confused.
You try to satisfy your wife for 1 week.
Oh, I got you covered there.
No, it goes to shit.
What?
Good to be back though, guys.
Yeah.
I mean,
we kind of missed you. Yeah.
It's hard to beat Valentine's Day, but it was all right. I ate a lot of ice cream, drank a lot of wine.
Super busy with Ash Wednesday, right?
Yeah. No.
Oh, so what is the topic of conversation today, Coach? What are we starting out with?
Well, we have a couple of conversations to start today. Let's see, where do I want to start here? Let's go with, okay, so the whole Fen Rao thing, Ghost, blah, blah, blah. That's, I kind of feel like that's just kind of blowing over. It's not really as good as everyone says it is.
Yeah. Ding dong, the ghost is dead. The ghost
point
is
in
dead.
case,
Portland
point in
killed
case. the Ghostbusters showed up to Portland Regionals, and
yeah, it's dead. It's gone. Travis,
there was only like what?
Can quit worrying about it. There's no more ghosts. There was one in the cut.
Left.
Clearly it's worthless. Just absolutely
One
worthless.
left.
Nobody fly it. New bounty. If you can manage to do like win a major event with Ghost Fen, I'll send you something. Like,
We're gonna send you something.
Clearly, it's trash. If you can fly that meme list halfway decent, good luck. I mean,
I really don't know what the whole big. I mean, marksmanship obviously fucking breaks that whole list,
right?
So
and everything else in the meta.
No,
I really don't understand what was so bad about it.
Lebo is in there, and
Lebo broke it. Lebo fucking broke it.
Yeah, clearly, and Z95s, 10 of them in the cut.
Why
I mean, like Chris Allen, what do you have to say for yourself?
So real talk, somebody needs to convince Blair to just fortress his Z's and win every game, and I don't know why he doesn't do it.
Because he's wholesome.
No,
like all of the Z95. 4 copies of Thread Tracers. Holy hell!
Just the thematic look of that list.
You
just see a bunch of Z95s flying in a circle. You're like, nope, ain't fucking touching that. On to the next system, boys.
Yeah, clearly at the edge of all of these asteroid fields we all fight in, there's one of those star destroyers creating a black hole so nobody can jump away.
Yep.
Like, oh, shit, we arrived at a black hole with an opponent and an interdictor cruiser. Shit. This is weird. I guess I gotta fight him. How many of these ghosts did they make?
So, yeah, obviously, Portland has it all down. I mean, they are obviously way above everyone
we all know
else.
Portland is weird. Like, if you've ever perused YouTube and typed in Portland is weird. So
now, are they Europe weird, or are they like a whole other class of weird?
No. They are
obviously Lebo was in here.
There is a video of a guy dressed as Darth Vader on a unicycle playing the bagpipes Imperial March with flames shooting out the top.
No, my favorite was when he was dressed up as Luke Skywalker and he took down the AT-AT.
That's a thing?
Yes! He was on a unicycle dressed as Luke Skywalker.
For fuck's sake, Chris, give the goddamn shelf a break. You know what? Fuck it. We already made fun of him. We'll just mute him. Here we go.
He goes around the AT-AT and then he takes down the blown up AT-AT on his unicycle with flames coming out of his bagpipes. It's amazing, Chris. Look it up.
That is awesome.
So
Portland, you're so weird.
Isn't that their motto? Like, stay weird, Portland, or something like that?
Well, that's what it says on the giant brick wall behind him, wherever he is.
Like, get fucked San Diego. It's like, stay weird, Portland.
they have the weird donut shop up there. Like, they do all sorts of you can get married in this donut shop. It's real fucking weird shit.
Oh my god, I'm waiting for that fucker to just crash and
I tell you what,
Mary's gonna be pissed.
So
Voodoo Donuts, that's the place.
Voodoo Donuts.
You never it's all a lie.
Up in Portland, they do weird ass donuts, and you can get married there. And just
I feel like you can get a spiritual STD from there too.
I take a look at the lists that are on here that were listed for what made it to the top.
Yeah, there's all sorts of cool stuff.
Well, I mean, it's not lists that we haven't seen before.
Okay, I have a bone to pick though. Right. First of all, because Kyle, I know you typed these these show notes up. How does it go from 1 to 8 and then 1 again?
That's because I forgot to put the 9 in there.
Okay. I'm pretty sure Sarah, 3 Bandits, and Fen did not make number 1.
Right, but the thing is like when I do the show notes, I always take the last show notes that I had and modify them. So like when I delete and paste and move things around, like sometimes I forget stuff.
We're getting paid now, man. We don't have to use fucking reusable show notes.
sure you do, because I don't
You
want
buy new ones. Buy new ones every time. Just throw
We
them
don't,
away.
need, we don't need to recycle Google Docs. We can just fucking make new ones.
Oh, God.
God.
It's in the budget. Put it in the budget.
In the budget.
Dude, should we mention just like we spent way too long discussing how to figure out how to pay taxes on that shit.
Oh my God, no. Fuck that. We're
turns
talking
out
about
the
that.
answer is to just ignore it.
We're talking about that right now.
Away.
Sorry, Kyle. We're going to take a little time out. So this morning, I'm busy spamming the fuck out of the Carolina Crates fucking thread page, which phase 2 is in action right now. So all of you faithful listeners, go on, find one of the memes that we posted this morning on the Carolina Crates podcast, pages 139 through 142. Find your favorite, repost it, and saying, I agree. That is your job, both tonight and whenever this podcast comes out.
You're helping us.
Yes,
Yeah.
but see, I'm reveling in the fact that A, I did not know that we can almost get you moderated to the off-topic page. And 2,
that is the real goal here.
and 2, your fucking numbers will forever be skewed by the OCX ace.
Dude, if the Rebels thread hasn't been shoved to off-topic, I think it would take a lot for us to kick this one.
I know, but we can
that
try.
fucking Rebels thread is huge. It's ridiculous.
We can try, right? I mean, we might as well cheat and like write ourselves to the moderator.
Everybody hit that report button like it's giving you free candy.
Spam that bitch like it's fucking like it owes you money.
Or you're trying to get into Worlds.
Or you're trying to get into Worlds. Oh, okay. Anyway, so I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, the taxes thing. Fuck. So I'm doing this.
How many more times can we get off a topic in the next 20 minutes?
No, this is it. This is the last topic.
I'm sorry, Kyle. I've been drinking. I can't control him. It's over.
Hey, I'm having a good time. I still have a smile on my face.
Oh, we lost him.
No, I had a weird noise going on. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck it was. There's my heater down here. Okay, so anyway, fucking Chico and Montana have like an hour-long conversation whether we need to like file a 1090 Z56 for fucking taxes for our goddamn Patreon money. And I'm like
in theory, somebody should. Whoever's getting that stuff, but
if we're on top of the IRS list, they've got more fucking problems than us.
Oh man, they come down on OCX. I'm out. I'm back to being a crate. Done.
I'm
Over.
a crate motherfucker.
Like nope. I don't know what this group is. I've never been to Iowa. I mean, just leave me alone. Stop calling me. Holy shit.
Man,
Oh my God.
half the reason we don't do anything with money is because Peter was like, "Hey, you should like set up a fundraiser thing. I'll help you set up the legal entity." And I was like, "There's a legal entity? I'm out of it."
Yeah, this laptop I'm on was paid for by a GoFundMe. GoFundMe didn't send me any sort of tax information. I assume I'm good. Move on.
Holy shit. New crate bounty.
What fucking
If
form
our
do we
thread-
fill out?
If our thread gets moved to off topic, go to the IRS.
Oh Jesus! No! No! Somebody beat that motherfucker! No! Jesus! No!
Strong.
Holy shit! Oh my God! There's no beating you. Spam.
Our
Spam
thread
the
got moved. You're audited. Holy hell!
Fuck,
Like, way to crank it to 11.
fuck you, Chris. We're picking up new listeners.
Oh man!
We'll notice when we have a huge jump. We got the whole
Just slow
third
down.
floor listening.
Weird.
I'm pretty sure we'll incriminate ourselves on a lot more than taxes.
You already did. Don't worry.
Okay. So, Kyle, what happened at Portland? I mean, but beside the ghost just being trash, like I mean,
Just
crap,
trash.
like not worth talking about.
They didn't show up to play that day. That or there's too many things that were out there countering
boy.
it big time. Oh. You see familiar things that I've seen flown since before the new wave came out. Things like Ray Lowrick.
Well, I mean, like Ray Lowrick. Like I've seen a lot of Ray Poe, and the problem with Ray Poe is you either have to have a slim down Poe or a slim down Ray, and it's painful. So like seeing Ray Lowrick like really piques my interest because you're able to get the engine upgrade on Ray.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Ray with engine upgrade is just baller.
No, if one of the earlier episodes before you were a part of the team there, Chico, we went down to a store championship down in Omaha.
I don't recognize those days. They didn't exist.
And there was a guy from
don't either.
Kansas City. His name is Gavin. And he was running Ray Lowrick, just like this loadout for the most part. And I tell you what, I met him, what was it, game 4? I was 3-0 at that time, and he congratulated me at the end of the round saying, you are the first person to get Lowrick off the board and half the points on Ray.
He was the first person to actually get any points off of him.
Yeah, because I realized, because I did all the math in my head as I was approaching it with how he had the tokens stacked up on Lowrick versus what Ray was doing within my arc. And I calculated the dice in my head. I was looking at him like, this is not good. I'm literally going to have to spend my whole game trading fire for maximum damage on this ship versus this ship based on the token stacking, because you had like selflessness and, you can spend the evade token to give another evade to Ray. She's re-rolling her dice. I was literally winning the game by doing 1 to 2 damage a round against that list. It was terrible. It was a long battle of attrition, and the only reason why I lost that game is because I rolled a major explosion into a blinded hit into a direct hit.
So that was one of the defensive Lowricks where you have you have selflessness.
Jin and Jan, I think.
Yes. Wait, so this is the bad Ray, the sloopy one, not C3PO.
No, this was on Lowrick.
No, Sloop Ray is the way to go. Like,
he had
Zach Magnus's defensive is huge, but imagine if you didn't have to be defensive because you could just, be wherever you want to, pointing the direction you want to, and not take damage anyways.
And pass a bunch of tokens.
So that Ray was a beast. She was out to fucking eat people alive.
Is even with VI, aces are immune to your damage forever, and aces are a very large part of the meta. Like, your average expected damage against the Inquisitor is 0 in Arc.
Maybe.
Well, no, it's not maybe.
Kill all the other things.
No,
kill all the other things and just win anyways.
That's basically what that list did. That's basically what that list. It killed everything else and just had more points. That's what it did.
Yeah, and for reference on this one, Ray is the standard Ray build with expertise and shenanigans. And then Lowrick, they built out Lowrick with expertise, C3PO, and tactician. So you're dishing out stress, you're defensive from C3PO, and you're actually getting some offense because of expertise.
Yes.
That has my interest peaked. Because the whole selflessness Lowrick, I have never been good with. Like the one time I flew it, I almost ditched selflessness just to put lightning reflexes on it, just so I could fucking turn around. Like, I was sick of pointing the wrong direction. Like, even though like Johnson claims it's a turret, it's super not. You get pointed the wrong direction so often.
Hard to white.
I was gonna tell you, if you take Trip Wookiees to a system open, you're guaranteed top 4. But if you're gonna try to tell me Wookiees aren't a turret, then never mind. I'm out. Don't do it. You'll break our streak.
They have 2 arcs. They're not a turret. They have 2 arcs.
3 arcs.
They have 2 sets of 90 degrees. Just because one of those 90 degrees is split into 2 45s doesn't count.
But so the primary arc is 80 degrees, and the side ones are what, like 60, 55?
Man,
it's 180. It's a total of 180.
Yeah, so
you're not talking to our crowd. Shut up.
Look, you should play Trip Wookiees because you can put a lot of alcohol on them. They float.
What? Yeah, you can.
Like,
yeah, you can.
They're made out of wood.
They're made out of wood.
those bitches are made out of fucking Jack Daniel caskets or casks or barrels.
Now you're speaking my language.
Whatever. All right.
So-
what we also had on this list, I do love the bandits. The Z Swarm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
That's
well,
pretty
yeah.
fucking
It was a Z Swarm with 3 of them had harpoons, 4 of them had thread tracers. So they're like, I am guaranteeing getting those locks. I don't know how they managed to get the damage output for like an ace list, but like, holy hell!
Is it possible the entire fucking region of Portland was just like, let's see if we could really piss off Travis to Johnson Johnson? And they all got together, and there was that one guy that was late.
Well, you kind of get into the whole prisoner's dilemma thing of hey, let's all not fly this thing, but then if one person does, they trash the meta.
They're fucked.
Right. That. Oh, good lord. So what else did we have on that list? So we had the Z Swarm. We had Ray won it.
Dash Poe. We had Dash Poe, which is not.
Yeah, Dash Poe is standard. I mean, everybody's seen that.
Yep.
Lebo Poe.
Yeah, Lebo Poe. I've seen Lebo. It's for people who don't care about running away. It had HLC. I wonder if Lebo just needs Mangler so you don't get donut hold.
It should have Mangler.
Lebo can do some crazy stuff.
Yes.
What else is there? Duncan Aces. That's pretty standard.
Well, that's not Duncan Aces. Look at your EPTs, Chris.
What the fuck else is it? You realize how he's diluted the entire Aces meta where everything's just fucking nobody cares anymore. It's just
anything
Duncan
with
Aces.
Palpatine and Aces is Duncan.
If it has a Palpatine and 2 fucking Aces,
especially if it has Yor in it. Heaven forbid it has Yor in it. That's straight stolen from Duncan. Duncan is married to Yor.
The man has won at everything. He's basically his name is an archetype.
Wait, excuse me one moment. He hasn't won everything.
He's
almost turns out he got second and colluded with the winner to get a trophy.
I mean,
start the witch hunt.
Just call it Duncan Aces. Everybody knows what you mean now. It's just
then there was triple Wookiees, which is like still good. Triple Wookiees, quad Wookiees are good enough to make you in the cut, but I still don't think they're good enough to win.
If you haven't seen triple Wookiees, they're going to eat you alive.
I would like to say though,
I'm terrified to come up against him.
Chris Allen, our boy here, Seth, my fellow partner in my shut up. My fellow partner at the store was flying 4 Wookiees before anyone even thought of that shit.
What? Before anyone thought of it? Before anyone looked at 24 points and went, "Hey, that 1 point double cruise mod's pretty good."
Everything totally before it ever came out.
So I don't know where you're.
Like literally the day before the article dropped for the Wookiees, he's like, you know what? I think Wookiee ships, 4 of them would be good.
It looks like we got.
What is this ridiculous thing you're opening up, Chris?
Yeah, he's got like a cardboard
regional trophy box that says I beat Duncan Howard for a regional.
But where's the trophy?
1 second, excuse me. Let me put it on my shelf.
Can you give me 2 seconds? So I can present
the box doesn't count. Where's the trophy?
Wait, whoever's running this goddamn stream, present him to everyone so we don't have to keep looking at us.
Oh.
Wait, that's upside down. Is it?
Thing?
No, I had it right. We're good.
No, that is upside down.
Whatever. And if you open it,
Award of Excellence? Wait, it actually says Award of Excellence.
If you open it, you have a list of the gunboat playtesters.
Oh, God. Okay. But where's the actual award?
No, that is the reward.
That is the reward. The gunboat playtesting.
You frame that
the actual glass award. You hoard it out to Duncan.
No. 1 second. I can forward you the actual.
Nobody
award.
wants to actually see it.
Where's my world's saved seat?
Okay, you can stop presenting him now, because now it just looks like he's trying to find the clitoris, and it's not working.
I don't know how to...
Oh, there you go. Try the nose, buddy.
My tongue is
it's a good go-to move.
Oh, man.
And
we just lost our one female listener.
Oh, that's right. We have a female listener. Abby.
Why?
Abby.
Your life,
Abby. Cheers to you, Abby. I think she's got a little thicker skin than most women.
You can't just go.
She must have put up with us.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
What? So,
I can give a shout out to our Patreons.
Can we talk about this Asajj list? Asajj and a freaking bump master.
That's what I wanted to talk about.
Okay,
right?
yes.
Go for it, Kyle.
Okay, so you have a bump master with Asajj, which makes sense,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
When you think
Why
about
not?
it, I get it. But a 12-point title on a contracted scout.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen the title on a contracted scout. That blows my mind.
That's probably why it got where it did, because nobody expected that thing to be throwing that many dice.
They sat down across from it and went, "What?" Like, in the words of Chris Allen, "I don't believe you."
So I'm assuming
they played against it and got trashed.
I'm assuming the Shadowcaster title was on Asajj, because fuck, you have enough points.
Yeah, with a 2-ship list. I mean, you should.
Especially with a 23-point
scroll down. So Asajj had Glitter Stem, Expertise, Engine Upgrade, Shadowcaster, and Lots Razi. So only one Glitter Stem? Only one. And it did well. And you had 4. And how'd you do?
I had 4. I did fucking great.
Sure.
I would have done great.
And then the contracted scout has rigged elections, expertise, anti-pursuit lasers, punishing 1 title, and Dengar there, just so you can call it the punishing 1.
Oh my god!
So it's actually a decent offensive powerhouse. So it's like I'm going for the bump. I missed. I still have a good attack.
Kyle, you're the fucking jump scout, man.
Okay, so here's what I have to say about that. I mean, from what I'm getting, people have watched some of the guys play on the stream, and he flew the contracted scout pretty well. But I found when flying contracted scouts that if you put trick shot on them, you save yourself 12 points and can put it somewhere else and throw a lot of dice for a lot less points. So I don't know. That's just my play style and preference, because you can get rig cargo shoot on there, drop that thing off in someone's face, wreck their day for a turn, maybe 2, depending on if they have to fly through it again, and then throw 3 to 4 attack dice for 0 points. So I don't know. He obviously knew what he was doing. I'm not discrediting him. I just fly contracted scouts different.
Let me just fucking get the elephant in the box out of the room. Would these lists have made it this far if the regional meta was like we are seeing everywhere else?
The regional meta was what you were seeing everywhere else. They said in Portland there were a lot of Ghost Fen. It just so happens that only 1 made it to the cut.
I wouldn't trust what the people say.
Oh, no, fuck you. It's legit then.
But, like, people don't really know what a lot means.
No, fuck you and your goddamn 50% fucking Ghost Fed.
But Chris, you're part of the people. Should I not trust what you say?
No, you shouldn't trust what I say either.
I never trust what he says.
Also, yeah, so like, they haven't put their shit in Juggler yet, and as it turns out, everyone is wrong about how often lists show up, including us.
Wait, holy shit!
We had a
say that again. Say it again.
What's up?
Say it again.
Say what again?
What you just said.
That everyone's wrong about how often things show up?
No, the part of including you. The part where you admit that you're wrong.
No,
always clearly wrong.
The only time we could ever be wrong is if people are irrational actors, clearly. It's everyone else's fault. But no,
we got him back there. Montana, make that a sound bite.
Zinger! We're going to make that a loop and just play it for a commercial.
So the problem is people say something showed up a lot, but they're double representing it. So like if there's 40 tables and 20 of them have Ghost Fin on it, they see 50% Ghost Fin, but it's really 25%.
But there was a Ghost Fen on either side of me at the tables. Like, clearly it was everywhere.
But it's an auto win.
Exactly that.
Oh man. It's like I just expected people to give me the win. That was a quote that somebody actually said at a tournament running Ghost Fen, and I wanted to punch him.
Disrespect.
Okay. So, even if the numbers are not what they say, right?
Like,
it's still a really... We're all in the word I'm not thinking of, but we all agree that, yes, the Ghost Fen is a very, very good list. So
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah, it
saying
is.
is, if only one made it to this top 8 and the rest of them made it, how many people were at Portland? Do we know?
It's either 97 or 130. I don't
Okay,
know
so
how good this stuff.
okay, that's narrowing it down
by about 40 people.
for fuck's sake.
I can actually figure it out. Give me a second to launch my software.
Okay.
Because like
I have
Anyway,
a question though.
they sent me the save file because they were having an awful problem trying to get it up onto List Juggler. Turns out they were dropping players every time people dropped as normal. But then they went to the cut, and because they do like a weird cut, not a power of 2 cut, I don't have that coded in because I'm lazy.
Why aren't
And
you?
they just started dropping people and creating custom Swiss rounds. So by the end of the tournament, everyone had dropped except for the top 2 players.
Oh
so
my
when
God.
they tried to load it up to List Juggler, they were like, well, there's rank 1 and 2, and everybody else is rank 0.
top tier cheating right there, baby.
Oh my God.
It's one of those situations that you do what you got to do kind of thing with the software provided, and turns out my software's trash. You shouldn't use it. So whatever.
Hey, I want to time out. One more fucking viewer. I think we break the record, guys.
No way.
We're
at
at
21.
We've hit like 25 before.
Yeah, we have.
I've got 23 right now.
Oh, well, I don't know what you're looking at.
Hey,
but
Coach, check your email really quick.
Huh?
So,
Give me atcrawl@gmail.com.
I said
You're
not
welcome,
what you-
internet.
So
What?
I have a question for Mr. Allen, our guest here, while Chico looks that stuff up.
Supreme-ish leader, Chris Allen.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Supreme-ish.
He was the only other person with a robe on that could take Snoke's place.
He won the lottery.
I happen to be there.
He just happened to be there. So with an influx of new people coming into the game and flying lists that they know they can pull off the internet, which is stuff typical of like Fen Ghost, because people watch Star Wars Rebels. That's kind of a popular show right now. People are
Can we
excited.
just call it Spectre 7? Can we just do that? Let's give a little
Spectre
nod on Topsky.
Spectre 7.
It's a good name.
It is a good name.
And
I'd
then,
think about it.
but then you also have the latest movie, The Last Jedi. You have the TIE Silencer, and gunboats are coming out, so people are freaking out about gunboats. Everybody's coming in and playing X-Wing. They see these lists, they fly them. You see these things at these major tournaments that you go to, and you got a lot of new people that are like, I heard this list will win, even if I don't know what I'm doing really well. So an influx of these lists hit the tables, because I've seen it before, and they forget, or they have absolutely no idea about current or past metas that people are really good at flying. So they have no idea how to fly against, or if they're building their own homebrew, how to tech against these lists. Do you think that's something that we've probably seen in Portland? Just throwing that out there.
All the stuff that did well in Portland is the stuff that has good matchups against Ghost Finn. Like the Trip Wookiees, the Ray Lowrick, the Palpace is all good.
Hell, even the Z Swarm still do.
And
I mean, I think enough people just have never seen a swarm before in their life that Blair probably just collects auto wins.
Well, that's what that's something that you're answering my question in an indirect way.
Right.
A lot of these newer players don't know of stuff from like ancient history ago, or like triple Wookiees. If people are just getting into the game now, they've probably never seen triple Wookiees. Pal bases. How many of the people do you think are just getting into the game now have seen a really efficient Pal base list flown? They don't know what to do. They think they have an auto win list, but then they throw something on the table and then play the Inquisitor, and he's auto evading everything that they throw at him.
I'm going to chime in here 1 second. How many new players do we think are coming into the game?
Yeah, you're the one with the data on that, right? I mean, you see what sells and who buys it.
Oh,
right?
For me around here, I'll pick up a new player probably once a month. And that's pretty good for where we're at, because we're very small
that's
town.
a surprisingly high number.
But we also it's an addictive game where people see it being played and they're like, "What is this all about?" And I'm like, we give them the short runaround, and all of a sudden they're buying and they're like, "What should I buy?" And I'm like, "Oh fuck, do you have $100? Because that's what I'm gonna sell you." And then I just give them.
The game only costs $101 to get competitive with. I wrote an article about that.
You know what, FFG? You should fucking call me, and I should write a goddamn 101 article because I sell this shit every day in my store.
Dude,
I want to write a 101 article. It'll be so good.
If you wrote a 101 article, it would be $101 of alcohol you should buy to play X-Wing with.
No, but
with a $5 discount card to OC Games Comics.
I just want to point out something to the newer listeners because we're kind of a competitive, like casual, whatever, have fun, play X-Wing.
Yeah.
If you're really looking at the competitive scene and you find out what's the top list that you want to fly, that's awesome. But you got to realize that there are people out there that are flying a bunch of older metas that you've never seen, never experienced, don't know how to counter.
27 viewers, bitches.
And look at it.
28! So, holy shit, it's going! Sorry, Kyle. Sorry. No, I love you.
That's pretty exciting.
No, I like where you're going here with this. Because with what you're saying is they're like, I want to get into the game, and everyone asks me whenever they get a store, what's going to make me competitive?
Yes.
Right? And you've been there. They all ask, what's going to make me competitive?
That. Yep.
And I try to like direct them into, okay, first of all, I ask, what are you? Imperial, Rebel, Scum? I'm like, I don't fucking care. Right now, the best thing I can kind of come up to, which is the cheapest one, is just get the core set, the old core set, so you can get R2-D2.
Yes.
And then buy Heroes of the Resistance, so you can get the Millennium Falcon and the new Poe, and Rey.
Yep. So you can play Poe Rey.
Right. So and I just with that list, I can kind of help you build something that's gonna you're gonna love it. It's gonna be thematic, and it's not terrible.
No, it's great.
It should be good in a list. Those two things should pretty much take care of some of the stuff.
Heroes of Resistance is the best expansion they've ever put out.
It is by far the best. I sell the shit out of it because, for one, it's the new Poe, and two, it's Rey. Like it's the two best ships I would say 2 of the top 5 ships in the Rebel that you can get.
Yeah, and
maybe
that also is saying what I was saying earlier with these new movies that are coming out are definitely sparking interest in playing the game. On top of the people that were playing it before, so these people that are buying these ships to play the game because of the movies that they've just watched recently in the last couple of years have no idea that this game has been out for as long as it has.
Yeah.
So things like Z-Swarms can confuse people because there's a hell of a lot of arcs on the board.
True, but you also have to realize that, you can't teach someone in, a day or two or a week. Fuck, even a month.
I understand that completely too, but I'm just saying that there's other things out there to be.
Oh God, yes, and that's one of the one of the biggest draws to the game, and I always tell everyone right away. I says it is a super easy game to learn. It is the easiest game to learn, but it is super hard to master. I tell everyone I've been playing this game since it was conceived, and I still suck. But I always say because the crates tell me I'm bad.
Hey, it's all right. It's not just
But
together.
I don't, to relate Kyle to the whole new player Portland thing. I don't think the new player thing had a thing to do with it. I think like Chris Allen said, everyone kidded towards Ghost Fen, and that's what we see all the time in X-Wing. Every single fucking regional meta. Jesus, Chico, take a fucking break.
Just shut up.
Pounding that bitch. You're taking that drink down to Pound Town is what you're doing.
From one to the next.
He's going to get to Pound Town this month. Give him a break.
Where was I? I was So, okay. I think what it is it's natural hunter versus hunted. The hunter was up here. They figured out what can hunt the hunted. hunter thing, and that's what happened. And that's what happens every single regional season. We all blow up. We get crazy. This is unbeatable, blah, blah, blah. But there are things in this game that beat that list. And the problem is there's not, if you're going to tech towards beating that list, other lists are going to beat you. And you have to be smart about it.
There have been some lists in the past that so incredibly good that
Dengaroo was obviously that list.
I mean, they were extremely hard to beat.
Can we all agree across the board
with
that Dengaroo was the pinnacle?
Yeah, that was a super good list, and it was super hard to beat it. But then we've gotten to this point with like the Ghost. Like I think there's plenty of stuff out there that we're starting to see, people teching against it and being able to tech against the rest of the meta, and we're starting to even out. And I hope that I don't think we're going to get any new content. I don't think we're going to get an FAQ before Worlds.
No.
So
not with that attitude. If I cry loud enough on the internet, I'll get whatever I want.
Damn it.
I'd like to say you're wrong, but you're not.
So, but like I do not expect,
as my favorite fucking crate saying is, you're not wrong. Like, what the fuck does that even mean? Jesus Christ.
It's like I'm not agreeing with you, but you're not completely wrong. Like I am not expecting Ghost Fen to win Worlds. I'm not expecting Ghost Fen to win Adepticon, just because there's going to be like plenty of people who say, okay, there's a monster out there and I have to consider it, and I know what I got to do to beat it.
You're going to have to send someone something.
So, Chris,
they're going to win another regional with goddamn Ghost Fen.
Would you have made that bet at Worlds 2016 with Dengaroo? Like, there are plenty of lists that had a good matchup against Dengaroo. Like, Dengaroo is less...
But against the field, it was great, right?
Well, no, Dengaroo is less dominant than Ghost Fen is now, for instance.
How? Is that even...
No, like, he's talking about at the second Worlds it won.
Oh, after it was...
Yeah, so once Dengaroo got dumpstered by defenders all the time, like that was a nigh unwinnable game, it still won Worlds. Like, the secret is everyone's silver bullet list to kill the best list in the game is usually bad.
But the problem with the Ghost Fen list is there's so many secret... There are more silver bullets than there were against Dengaroo.
I mean... I don't think that's true. Any Imperialist is dumpster.
There is so, especially on the scum side, there's so many more modifiers that don't require the hotshot copilot / Fen token takeaway that they can still do damage to a 0 point.
You're coming at the argument from the wrong side. It's like we have the numbers for what percent like Dengaroo made the cut versus what percent showed up, and like how its matchups were.
Yes. What I'm trying to get at is maybe Portland was a looking glass into like, oh shit, people are starting to realize that there are things that can kill Spectre 7 better than they thought they could, but now everyone's teching against it, so now you have to do the whole Paul Heaver fucking Jedi mind trick of what beats this, beats that, and then I swear to God, you almost end up at the same fucking spot.
Well, I think it's like there's a couple different tiers. There's the S tier of what we call the most awesome.
Okay, time out. And for not only our new listeners, but for me, what the fuck is S tier?
I have no idea, no clue.
What does that stand for?
Listen, is this some weeb bullshit?
Is this like Supreme-ish tier?
It's actually, yes, it is some weeb bullshit.
Where does the S come from?
I'll send you.
No, don't send. Okay. Tell.
S rank.
Yeah, where does that all come from?
The thing is, X-Wing players aren't weeby enough because it usually goes like S+ and S++ because everyone involves like a turbo nerd. But it's usually special. Like, you have your list, and then everybody that's better than that is like
special.
Yeah, it's too good to be.
That's all we need to know.
Okay, so there's those lists, and that's kind of where Ghost Fen is sitting. But then there's tier 1, and tier 1 always has a shot. And I think there are more tier 1 lists now than there have been in recent past metas, where there was always like the tier S list that everybody screamed about, and then 1 or 2 tier 1 lists, and then everything else was trash. I think these days there's so many tier 1 lists that it's mixing it all up, and it's threatening enough to the tier S list of Ghost Fen that it's creating more of a diverse meta. Like I'll agree with Travis here, where evidently there's people going around saying what meta. It's like there's always a meta. It's just figuring it out and being able to find yourself in it. Like I wrote a whole article about what the meta is. There's always a meta. You can't
Chico, you had a good run on the show.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm out.
I feel
Fired.
That's the number one. That's the number one thing on this podcast. You can't agree with Travis the Johnson John.
Not my Johnson.
At least you can't verbalize it.
He's not my Johnson.
He's not my Johnson. Okay, fuck that. We're going to commercial.
Coach. It's commercial time, huh?
All right, commercial time, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, or I hope you enjoy our commercial for Curled Paw Creatives. Take it away. Radio.
God, that's such a bad commercial.
No, we have to come up with a new one. I haven't actually gotten like verbiage back from Andrew whether he likes it or not.
Oh God, he can't possibly like it. It was so bad.
He just said, "Ha ha, cool."
Did you hear it at all, Chris Allen?
No, please. So, did Andrew pay you guys for this? Or are you just doing it because he's cool?
I'm hoping I get a discount.
Yes.
Future considerations.
Well,
did it for future considerations.
Not only for the templates we're doing, but also because I'm going to be making sizable orders from him for my store. Because FFG fucking OP kits are junk these days, and I'm sick of it.
You don't want 6 months of the same kit?
Huh?
You don't want 6 months of the same kit? Or
it's
OG
fucking stupid. It's goddamn stupid. Because I usually order like 4 to 5 kits.
Yep.
And that used to like go like crazy. But now it's like, I got an on the ground group Go pilot fucking alt art card. And like, nobody wants that. Nobody.
You take it back.
So, fucking nobody wants it.
I want it.
So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that money and shove it right into Curled Paw Creatives and get tokens that people want.
Which is sad.
Dude, I just find it hilarious they went to this quarterly kit strategy, and it stuck for like nearly a year. It was like 3 quarters right in a row. It's like kit. And it's like, okay, cool. And then it's like, okay, where was Q4? Where's 2018 Q1? What are we doing?
Oh yeah, just gone.
I mean, not that I really.
We'll get them to you.
My local store sucks ass, so I'm not going there. So I don't get Q whatever kits. I don't
tell
get
you what,
anymore.
I'll send you whatever they fucking give out. Because I'm stuck having to order at least one. Like I have to order at least one.
I got an OGP pilot from somewhere.
No,
I think somebody just fucking gave it to me.
That's what
don't
I
ask
got.
Kyle for his. He worked hard for
what
his.
Was the token with it? What was the
token
that came with that?
There was no fucking. Oh no, there was the illicit fucking.
I wanted the illicit tokens.
Oh yeah, I don't have those. Not that I would ever run Jabba. What idiot runs Jabba? I mean,
Hashtag Jabba meta, baby.
I got Jabba in my draft, baby.
The illicits are sick because they're really cool scum shields. Because the only other option is the like system open green shields. When those are like hard to come by.
Yeah. No, I'm
kind of sad I won't be getting any for marshaling.
I'm devoting everything to Curl Paw.
You're not giving out the shields?
That's a good chunk of money.
No, for marshaling System Open, I don't get the shields.
That's just embarrassing.
That is fucking bullshit.
At least I know what I'm getting going in. That was always my complaint before. It's like I would be going into these System Opens going, cool, I'm judging. What am I getting? You're not going to tell me until the last day. So, like, I would spend like 4 days begging them, saying, I want this thing. And then, maybe or maybe not get it. It was infuriating. It's like, I would rather get less than be shoved down to the tier of being a fucking beggar, for FFG. And that infuriated me.
If you haven't listened to the last podcast done by the Carolina Crates, I think they came out with a new bounty. It was send Kyle the Sleuth Deuce all your illicit tokens.
Oh, yeah, sure.
that is the thing that happened. Absolutely.
Yeah, but to finish off my thought, last year at Worlds, the reason I wasn't at Worlds was because of that whole insanity with the last System Open, where I think it was they told us anything we have extras of, we'll give you some, and there was something that they had extras of, like we saw it, and then they withheld it from us, and they said no, we can't give that to you, and it like I'm okay if you tell me at the beginning, no, you're not getting that thing. Okay, I'm fine with that, but if you tell me something and I tell other people who are judges with me, it's like, cool, they said this thing, we get all excited, and then you let us down at the end. That infuriated me, and I said, you know what? Fuck that. I'm not coming to Worlds. I'm not being your fucking guinea pig. It's like I'm not going to an event to not play a game I love for nothing. So like it was pretty infuriating just being treated like that. And
what's he trying to show us here? His bobsled team?
It's us. It's Gen Con.
It looks like a bobsled team.
That's fair.
It's a good picture.
I'm not in charge of this thing, so I can't present it to everyone. Oh, you just wait till this year's Gen Con picture.
Will this be...
I'm renting a bus, and we're all going to a strip club. We're going to have, like, podcasters fucking... Oh, that's nice.
I think so. Next year, this will probably be the same picture of the people that knocked each other out to win the whole tournament.
Aw. Can I get on a group hug photo? We all need to get in a group hug photo.
Dude, I'm worried about this fucking podcast, or not podcast party, the World's party. There's not enough room for everyone.
That's true.
It's so not enough room. Dion and I have to, like... I am totally open to having the OCX Aces open their room up. OCX Radio Podcast opening their room up as an after-hour party. Oh my God, we're gonna make them so angry. Whatever.
The Madison was not happy with us last year.
I can't hear you.
I'm back now.
God damn it. Okay.
I want you to headset, you weeb. Then we can hear you wherever you walk.
It's
Coach,
not wireless.
So this podcast party, I think the problem with it is that we need to have two parties. We need to have the podcast party, which unfortunately is like podcast people only, and we're gonna do some big ass podcast thing, and that leaves out a whole lot of people who are friends with all of us that want to do something. Another night, we all need to get together, either at some bar or something, and just invite fucking everybody and go crazy.
I got that taken care of.
Okay. And that's what I think people need to understand is, like, this podcast thing is a podcaster's exclusive thing. It's not that we dislike the rest of you.
Oh my God!
No, it is. It's supposed to be.
No, it wasn't.
It was way more fun when it was just a massive shit show and no one knew what was going on.
It wasn't a massive shit show. I had this whole thing planned from day one. Why do you think I called Dion instead of all you?
How many fucking people are you expecting to be at this thing, though?
It's going to turn out to be a podcasters only party, which I am already working on a backup. There's a bar. There's a really fucking
yeah, definitely. I want to party with all the groupies. I want to party with all the other people. But I'm like, if we're gonna have a podcaster thing, do a podcaster thing. I mean, people understand that.
There's a really good bar, not literally a fucking. It's like half a block walk away from FFG.
It's a half a block.
And they have a whole kind of indoor-outdoor kind of area.
Yeah, that's the one that Grasser always drags us to.
That's the one that Chicago almost sprayed a whole bunch of innocent people with a garden hose with.
He almost doused he almost like fucking idiots. They leave a working hose outside of a bar, and of course Chicago finds it. And he's like, "Hey, do you think it works?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure it fucking works."
No, it's a prop hose.
It's a prop hose.
And there was like some group of guys having an argument. He's like, "What do you think? Should I spray him?" I'm like, "No." And he doesn't listen to me. So he fucking turns the hose on and it works. And he's on his way to spray them. And I fucking grab it and pull it away.
It's the same bar that we found out that Chris Allen should put mayonnaise on his girlfriend's.
Yeah, that was the mayonnaise story bar. I'm putting a call in this week to them to see if I can't reserve that for Saturday night. Saturday night, I think, because the podcast party's Friday night. I think I'm going to try to reserve that for Saturday night. That way, I mean, because that place holds hundreds of people. So we shouldn't have a problem there.
We don't even need the whole thing. We just need, like, the back room, right?
No, yeah, we should only need the back room, but if it happens to spill out into the bar, oh well. But what I'm going to say, if you're going to be a part of that party, every podcaster there needs to have a swag bag.
So one, what did I do with mayonnaise? And two, where's your OCX shop?
Oh,
yeah, you
it's
fucking
a sticker. Get over yourself.
Yeah, I heard about that shit.
Cheater.
Fuck you and your cheap ass shit.
Congratulations to beating us to the punch.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Where's your alcohol in it? Where's your alcohol in it?
It's 100% proof air.
I'm drunk on acrylic.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of complaints about your crate fucking shot glasses.
Yeah, I said don't fucking wash them because it's a shitty sticker. It'll come off.
Well, it turns out, Chris, that nobody listens to crates.
You know what makes me even more mad is that you didn't take my fucking robe idea, but you stole the fucking shot glass idea. That's bullshit.
I didn't do it. I listened to you. I didn't steal anything.
You listened to me. I listened to OCX radio, and shot glasses would be a great idea for people who don't drink.
But you don't have the shield token on the bottom. It's supposed to represent a shield token.
No, I have discovered
maybe just in case he only wants a little bit of milk.
So I have a little experiment.
I don't have to take that many shots when they lose it.
I have a little experiment, Kyle. That at Gen Con, we're gonna find out who's the who of let's go out and drink, or I'm a total fucking introvert and I want to stare at my shoes for the entire night. At Gen Con, that's what we're gonna do.
Oh, hey, fun news. Mary's planning on coming to Gen Con.
Oh, so you're out.
Alcoholic.
No, you don't need to be an alcoholic. You don't need to be anything. But we're just going to find out, specifically the crates, if they're really willing to go out and party on an X-Wing extraordinaire. I'm thinking about renting a bus. We're just going to go around.
Zach Matthews will. Zach
he won't. No, he won't. He's a little bitch, and he will not go out.
He bailed on us like 3 nights.
He bailed on us fucking 3 times. And the 4th night, when I had to drive 11 hours, he's like, "Oh, let's go out, crawl." I'm like, "Fuck you, dude."
He went out to drink with me and Keeper in Chicago.
I told him to fuck off, and then I even went back on my stand. I was like, "Fine, you know what? We'll go out for a drink." And then he's like, we just stayed here at the Airbnb. I'm like, no, fuck you, dude. I offered him titties, super booze parties all over the place, and he turned me down. Yeah. I'm starting to think that the Zach Matthews Carolina Crates podcast.
You forgot Invitational Champion.
No. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to. He doesn't get 2 titles. He either has one or the other.
You gave me a bunch of titles.
Yeah, like what, Judge?
No, you're Grand Inquisitor of the Judge Illuminati. It's all one title. It all rolls together.
And then it was Darth Brown or some shit. That's
Right.
Well, according to my fucking notes here, it's Dart Chico. So I'm looking forward to that after the commercial break, but which we should probably do because we're losing viewers, for Christ's sake. 29, bitches. 29 is the new fucking... I saw it on my YouTube. That shelf cannot take that long.
Here. I gotta unplug them. Oh no, fuck it. We're bringing the mic with, baby.
Oh, God, don't do that. Don't do that.
Carrying the mic. The shelf is done. Hey, look, it's the first set of templates I ever won. And beautiful pictures. I'm just putting things on the shelf.
Do you know what's sad? Is the first set of acrylic templates that I own were given to me by the Carolina Crates.
Correct. Why is that sad? That's amazing. You're welcome.
Okay.
Oh, so Chris, I have to get it off of my conscience. I have to get it off my because it's been killing me forever.
Oh, God.
So a guy 100 owed me at Minneapolis.
Uh-huh.
And I was so blinded with rage that I forgot to literally just give him my templates. Because I should have. Because that list is not supposed to get 100 owed. I'm supposed to kill something. It was a fucking Miranda Jespava fucking Lowrick build. And it was a massive miscalculation of target priority on my part. But whatever. So I'm going to issue nothing. I'm going to keep my templates.
That's fine.
And he didn't know who I was either, so I think I'm safe.
I've been tabled all the time, and nobody remembers the bounty. It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck! All right.
I still have yet to be tabled.
Like, shit, get Kylo Soontier to a tournament. You'll get tabled. It'll happen, I promise.
But I am going to send you some templates of the OCX style.
Wait, really?
Yes. Yes. Favor begets a favor. But what I want you, I'm probably going to send you, and only you, 2 sets.
Uh-oh.
And I want you to give the other set out to the best game that you've played that year. Like, if it's a really, really good game and you're like, holy shit, that was awesome, give those templates to them.
Oh, so
why not the Zach Matthews from the Carolina Crates podcast who owns an OCX t-shirt?
He doesn't deserve them.
He has a t-shirt.
No, I know he has a t-shirt, and I'm pretty sure he's fucking making a fool out of me because of it, so he doesn't get shit. Zach Matthews is on my poo-poo list right now.
I can't make these templates fit on the stupid shelf.
All right. I'm going to go get some fresh air, and then I'll be back for coming out of commercial. Actually, fuck that. Let's come out of commercial. You guys can take it from there. I'm going to go get some fresh air.
Okay.
Is it too late?
It's actually kind of valid. We're going to go off on a tangent, and you can disappear.
Exactly.
Hey, should I get my...
I like how everyone knows how this show works. This is... Even Chris Allen, he doesn't even fucking care. He's building his goddamn shelf, but he still gets it. Dude, you fucking know you love being on the show.
I do. Christ. Why do you think I'm
being on the show more than like on your show?
It's true. Like, shit. You know how much I have to do here? I can build a shelf. I don't give a shit.
I don't got any fucking responsibilities.
I don't have to worry about anything.
Oh, all right.
All I have to do is make cases when people say
what?
The listeners say smoking is bad and you should stop.
I'm getting fresh air. Watch Spaceballs, you noobs.
How do you not have a Spaceballs gunner yet is my question.
Huh?
Ooh, that is a very good question.
Or something with jam.
No!
That's already done.
Don't let him do this to us again. We're coming out of commercial.
No, wait, but I'm... Hey, Chris, did you want to talk about templates? Like, is that a thing you want to cover?
Talk about templates?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. We'll bring it up at some point.
It's
All right.
on the list.
I need to go grab.
Read your fucking notes, Chris.
I have the notes Chris sent me.
Those are the ones we're getting into now, Alan.
All right. Well, give me like a minute as well to go grab stuff, and I'll be good.
Okay. All right. You got a minute.
Like his balls.
Like my balls.
We can get started. He'll be back before we get to that point.
Can I have my balls, dear?
I
No.
hope we say that the audio was good enough for the fucking the blooper reel. Oh, all right. Thanks, Girl Paw, for that wonderful commercial. I believe me, of all people, we're going to work on a better one, ladies and gentlemen. But if you didn't get the gist of the idea, please go to etsy.com/Curled Paw Creatives, or just type in Curled Paw Creatives in Google, and it will direct you to the X-Wing acrylic awesomeness that you should be owning right now, because your regular acrylic sucks balls, and get the good shit. So,
are we shamelessly shilling for Curled Paw?
Yes, we're shamelessly plugging the shit out of Curled Paw.
As we should, because he's the best.
Do you have your own input? Because I'm sure he would love it.
My own
It's
input. Yeah,
free right now, so
like whatever. CurledPawCreatives.com. All the cool kids are doing it.
Does he have a .com? I didn't know he had a .com.
You need to stop presenting Chris Allen.
He's not
sweet
presenting.
Jesus.
He's not.
I
It's
think I am.
switching from back and forth.
No.
Stop stealing from Andrew's fucking whatever. I don't care.
It's CurledPawCreatives.com.
CurledPawCreatives.com.
Hey, Sam's in the chat. Thanks, Sam.
Sam
Yay.
loves CurledPawCreatives.com. In fact, I bet Sam went on today. Ordered
All right, I'll be right back.
the harpoon token / double-sided Thweek acrylic token pack.
I just
I
You
believe.
can't say that name.
Oh, Andrew, we have to rename this Thweek.
You're a monster.
You know what? You know what I bet he did? I bet he went online and he ordered the deluxe Legend of the Five Rings total set. I think it retails for $43 on CurledPawCreatives.com.
Sounds
If
good,
you're a
Coach.
fan of
Move
Legend of
on.
the Five Rings, if
Move
you're a
on,
fan
Coach.
of Destiny, if you're a fan,
We don't need another commercial.
go for it! Do it!
Woo!
Fresh air!
God damn it.
Wait, commercial. Observe. CurledPawCreatives.com. Look at these beautiful products they make.
Jesus.
I own a set of those.
You were supposed to get 3 in the mail, did you? I outsourced the mailing.
Yeah,
Was it? Okay,
Yep.
cool.
totally done.
Good. All right, one last second.
Oh, we're moving
Oh
on.
my god, he's gonna get naked! Holy shit!
Go get your fresh air, damn it.
I'm sorry, but that's the last line anyone says before they get totally naked in a porn.
Oh,
So if you didn't listen to the last Crate Squadron podcast, they called us either cheaters, bad, or both. Now they were relating to something completely different, but we decided, if they're going to call us cheaters, we might as well be good at cheating, right? So we're going to do a whole segment about how to cheat at X-Wing.
that's correct.
So,
You
yeah.
heard it here. Legal cheating from the Illuminati.
No, this is illegal cheating. This is stuff that you should not do, but is probably worth mentioning to people, so that if you encounter it, you don't run into the problem of getting cheated against, because there's a lot of cheating out there that some people just don't notice, and I think it's worth discussing, so that when you sit down across from somebody, if they start doing some shady stuff, or even in like certain situations, you ought to check some things just to make sure that everything's on the up and up. So we're gonna go through this and make sure if you plan on doing any of this, first of all, you're a terrible person. It's a game. Go have fun and stop doing this. But if you're going to, if you absolutely have to, make sure you're on Gold Squadron stream. So that like that is where it. Yeah, that is where all of your cheating is truly appreciated. So go there and do it. So I tried to order my notes kind of as a before game, getting into the game, and then during the game kind of thing. So first thing we have is right at the list building phase. I mean, I'm going to try to stay away from some of the obvious stuff of like people building lists that are, I put a scum ship in there and a rebel ship, or I went for 105-point list, and that's something that you should probably pay attention to.
Oh, but I mean, there are winning a store champ with a 101-point list,
right? But like there are people out there who will walk up to a matchup and see as like, oh crap, this is some matchup that's terrible for me. Slip a card into their list, like just change it up because who's checking every single round, and those people will be like, oh man, this is terrible for me. I'm going to switch out HLC for Mangler Cannon, just on this round, and poof, I have a couple point bid, and this is awesome. Not something you want to do. So some of the things that we see more often, people using alternate art cards when they don't actually have the card. This is like less of a real issue and more of like just an issue for like tournament organizers, especially if it's an FFG official event. You're not supposed to use alt arts at all. So when you go to an event, make sure you at least have the legal cards in case somebody calls you out.
This is Brent Wong at Gen Con last year.
Wrecked. Hard.
I love the guy. But like 4 rounds out of my 6 rounds on the first day, he's like, wait a minute, are you running alternate art contracted count cards? Do you have the real cards? Yep, right behind it. And, like every game, 4 times in a row, he came by and I was like, dude, I love you, man. You got a lot of faces to remember. But this is the 4th time you ask me. I'm so sorry, but I'm just laughing my butt off at him. I'm like, I understand what you're trying to do, but I just think it's comical. This is the 4th time I've showed you that I have the real cards behind it. It was awesome.
Guys shared the story of how wrecked Brent got at Gen Con? Like just how bad we dumpstered him?
No.
So before round 1 starts at Gen Con, we ask Wade. So we have Nathan's won a store championship with an illegal list trophy. So we tried to get Wade and Frank to sign it, which they wouldn't do. No balls.
Oh, I remember this. Yes.
So then they see the trophy and they're like, hold on a second. What's happening here?
Yeah. The confusion on the faces was priceless.
It was amazing. So then Wade's like, hey, Brent, we should probably do list checks. And Brent has to go around to every single person and make sure their list is what they put down and that it's a legal list and check all the cards to make sure they're the actual cards.
Yep, that happened. I thanked you guys for that after that.
That's why we did it. That's the illegal
and, fortunately, at Adepticon, I'm going to have Andrea Longy.
Mm-hmm.
She loves doing stuff like that. So I'm just gonna set her up and be like, go crazy, check all the lists, and we'll help you out. But like she, like either she just puts on a smile and does it, or she actually enjoys doing a lot of stuff like that. And it's one of those tasks that somebody's got to do it, and thankfully we have a person who really enjoys it. So
somebody in chat, Patrick. Remember, crates are responsible for rewarding that behavior. That's the point. Some things, we couldn't convince everyone to do list checks by telling them that it's a good idea. So if you incentivize people to cheat, it will.
You leave my Patrick alone.
We went to a store championship, and the store owner like lost his mind about the whole thing, and like forcibly checked everybody's list, and is like, congrats. you did the thing that they wanted you to do. Like, it's a joke, and they win.
That's the whole point, is to get people sometimes being the villain's more effective than the good guy.
Right. So to continue down this cheating train, something else to look at is painted and modified ships. You're allowed to paint and modify your ships as long as, one, they're not offensive, and two, you can clearly tell what the ship is.
Whoa.
Like
Wow.
I was judging at a tournament where some guy came up with 3 crazy modified ships. They looked amazing, but you could not tell which ship was which. And some of the ships had pieces from the other ships on them. And unfortunately, we made the guy go to his car, get his real models, and play the game that way. I felt bad because it looked really cool, but like, I walked over to his table and I was like, okay, can your opponent tell what your ships are? And his opponent was like, I am gonna forget like crazy. And it was like, yeah, you got to get your stuff. Same thing with technically
nope.
it's legal. What?
Chiming in. What does offensive mean?
No, I've heard people say, like, if you brought a ship and it had like Nazi swastikas on it, or you just had like something like a Kimogila with a giant penis on it or something.
All right, I have a question for you.
Maybe your opponent disagrees with it.
I have 2 judge calls for you at the same time. So here's a video. I'm going to put it in the YouTube chat.
Oh God!
Because I have
you won't be able to put it in there, Chris.
Oh, you're right.
I have crate suck on one of my ships.
No,
is that considered offensive?
Depends upon who you go against.
So let's say somebody rolls up. I don't know if you can put it on stream, but if somebody rolls up with that decimator, right? We'll leave names out.
Oh, you're talking about the fucking Donald
Is this
Trump
yours?
one, aren't you?
Yeah, so this is, I ran this decimator.
Yeah.
Is
That's
this
the build the wall one?
Yeah, with the make the Empire Great Again flag.
Yeah.
The hat and shit.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Oh my God!
I would be very surprised if anybody's like super complained about that. But to be honest, anytime I run like any sort of paint job, I just make sure I have another model of it sitting in my car, just in case somebody goes crazy.
Like, I had an extra Desi just on the side of the table. I was like, look, this thing's a massive clusterfuck and also like pretty offensive. Well, if you don't want to deal with it, you don't need to deal with it.
Right.
I have to butt in. Like, fuck you and you're being offended. I'm sorry. Just deal with it, bitch.
I don't want to put my opponent on tilt.
Yeah, it all depends on where you're putting it. Though, like,
it's called the Constitution, motherfuckers. I have a freedom of speech.
No, freedom of speech has nothing to do with your paint jobs. Sorry, but I'm not getting into that. Oh my gosh, like fucking Iowa people. But
people can't see it. Just search "steal."
Like, I have never had anyone legitimately call at a tournament, at a game, that somebody had an offensive paint job. Though I did have somebody on the internet, and everybody's correct on the internet, say that they would call me out on it because I had a TIE fighter painted pink for Hell Runner.
Why is that?
Yeah, fuck that. I'm offended
because it ruined his immersion of the game. And but whatever.
No,
you have to bring color.
So, is that offensive?
I mean, if anything other than the stock paint job, if somebody really wants to call you on it, you better have something else available.
But here's fucking
my
question.
dumb.
Here's my question. If your opponent says that's offensive to me, is it in the rules that you have to switch it out?
It's TO's discretion.
TO's discretion. Okay.
Yeah. So, like, I don't.
I'm pretty sure FFG. And pretty sure FFG doesn't want to wade into those waters. That's a floor rule. That's a floor rule that'll never happen.
So I'm fucking moving on because I want to go to bed at some point.
Wait, no, I got one more. So did you see Josh Holt's Decimator? That was just a Decimator inside a Raider shell.
Really?
I did not.
So, I've seen Tyler Tippett's one, but I've never seen that one.
It's actually like they took the top half of the Raider and just mounted it on a Decimator and then made it look good. Is that okay with you?
As long as your opponent's fine with it. But if they said this is really confusing and it's going to mess with me, then I'd be like, fine, you need to get a different decimator.
All right, here's a question. Here's a question then. Okay. If you don't
God damn it, I got 2 fucking pages of this shit and we're on the first
No,
Yeah.
real quick. If you don't have another model, what's the ruling?
Then you could be up shit creek. Like, if your opponent is really pressuring it.
But realistically, somebody's gonna have it. Like whatever.
Right.
I understand. Okay.
I would raise my hand and be like, who the hell else has one so this guy can shut up?
Proceed with the cheating.
Yeah. But there is a situation that is kind of a gray area. Like, imagine if you're running like Jespava and Poe Dameron, and then you're running the Poe Dameron Black 1 model as Jespava and the other one as like purposely mixing things up. That creates a really weird situation that if you're specifically trying to confuse people, I think that's really shady and stupid, and I would almost call it unsportsmanlike and make you switch them.
I would say from the point, okay, seriously, you have both models. Fucking switch them. Jesus
but
Christ.
Like, some people do it. I've seen somebody do it with Soontir and Carnor Jax, switching the models of the Royal Guard and the 181st just to screw.
Because they're trying to fuck with you then.
Yeah, and like you're trying to do stuff outside of the game just to confuse people and mess with them. Yep. That's not right.
What if you find stock painted chips offensive?
I'm moving on.
You have the wrong shirt on, sir.
You do have the wrong shirt on. Holy fuck! That fucking comment right there deserves a crate shirt. If you are a crate defector, please send your shirt to Kyle's Goose. 117 Central Avenue, Southeast, Orange City, Iowa, 51041.
Balls on the table.
It's the store's address.
So?
I don't care what. I don't care what fucking mail the store gets.
I don't know what code I live in. Are you kidding me?
I got your answers, Chris Allen. I can drop this.
Nobody wants to know what fucking code on goddamn. You know, people bitch about fucking Missouri and Iowa and Minnesota, blah blah. You bitches live in North Carolina. Ding 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 ding. You guys rape people like they're pigs down there.
What?
You have a very wrong state.
According to the movies that I watch.
Hey, somebody's got to be 49th in education. Why not us?
This explains so much.
The sad thing is, like real North Carolina talk.
I want to now make Carolina Cranes t-shirts with the 49. No, fuck it. We're talking about cheating here. And this is serious business.
Cheating on the cheating notes. It's fine.
Holy shit.
Okay,
right,
pre-game.
So
the paragraph. Go.
The next section is actually a big section that has happened, is easy to do, and is easy to stop. And a lot of people just pass on it. It's damage decks. And this is one of those scenarios if somebody could sit there and screw with the damage deck. I recommend TOs when they assign people to their first table, give people a little extra time to sit there and spread out their damage deck, show that it's legal, put it back together, get appropriate shuffling, and move on. Because there's a lot of shit that you can do with a damage deck that is just straight cheating. And it's happened. There was a guy in Italy who was running quad TLT, and he had the old damage deck. He took out all of the crits that remove your secondary weapon and put in extra of the crits that take away your pilot ability, which have no effect on quad TLT.
Correct.
And like it was a straight illegal damage deck. They found it in the cut and had to do something about it. Like he was DQ'd.
Can you tell me at what point this gets suspicious?
I can't see your deck.
Yeah.
All right, hang on.
You're shuffling.
No, hang on. At what point does this get suspicious? We'll get there. Oh, that's weird. Why is
Oh
that?
yeah, there's a card upside down.
Oh, is that a direct hit? That's really weird. Hey, let's keep going. All right, there was supposed to be another one near the top. Jesus
What else
Christ.
you got in there? This is really good for audio.
It is.
This,
Hey,
Look through his damage deck, and he has
like
all
you're
of his.
just
it's a direct hit.
floating.
Yeah, all of
because
his direct hits are flipped upside down. Now, this is something that you can do as kind of a.
Oh.
We all run into that situation of, do I want to pull that card and risk it being a crit that I am going to hate? Like, a really easy way to do it is to take your card and just flip it upside down. It's really inconspicuous with the old damage decks. If you have a system open one with the picture, it's really obvious that you have them flipped upside down. So
Fucking A, Chris.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Well, turns out if you are really good at it, you can make 8 different groups of damage cards in your deck based on cards that are upside down, cards that are upside down in their sleeve, and what was the other one? There was something else. Oh, and if you have 2 different types of, like, 2 different brands of sleeves, like, I've grabbed damage decks and just flipped through them really quick and felt like 3 cards that were in a different sleeve. You look at those and, like, if they're like, oh, you have both of your major explosions in some other sleeve so you can feel it as you're shuffling, that is cheating. Fuck you. Get out of my tournament. And, like, this shit happens. And between those 3 things, you can create 8 different groups of cards in your damage deck. And if you shuffle it just right, you know where your stuff is. So if your opponent, like, I would take your opponent's deck, whether they offer you a cut or not. Like, just grab it, run your finger along it, make sure there's nothing obviously tricky. But in the rules, you are allowed to not only cut, but also completely shuffle your opponent's damage deck. Like, take half of it, pull it out, flip it around 180, and shuffle the whole damn thing back in. Like, just
I would be
make
so
sure
mad.
that.
Oh my god, so triggered. Holy shit.
but I mean, that's the kind of thing you got to do with some of these tricks out here.
Fuck. Seriously, I mean, I never even knew that.
And that's why I'm having this discussion.
It's
because there are people who haven't thought about it.
Time out, all you motherfuckers. Time out. This might be the most greatest thing we ever give to the X-Wing community tonight is how to catch a cheater. So
yeah, these are things that walking around a tournament as a judge, I am actively looking for. Okay, so it's super hard to do like that.
That's balls fucking crazy. Okay, so first of all,
and there are people out there doing that, and you need to be aware so that you can catch them.
Like, right now, I'm going to make everyone fan out their damage deck.
Well, doing that every single round is, like, a little bonkers, but
it is. But is it?
Yeah, I would say doing it at the beginning, like first round of a tournament, and then, you know, probably doing it at the cut. But if somebody walks, like, away from their first round game, stacks their deck, and then walks to their second round, that's going to be hard to catch.
No, I've seen it. Now that you mention it, I never even thought of it before. But and I don't know why. Because I'm usually pretty good at picking up on things that are weird. But there was a guy running a Darth Vader deck that had little red circles on some of his cards. They were like little red circle stickers.
I've seen that for Mike Jones at one of the Gen Cons had stickers on his. And it was so that when he was done with a game, he could make sure that he had all his, stick it back in his deck. And I told him, I need you to take every one of your cards and flip the sleeve around so the sticker's on the unrevealed side, because you could put that sticker at different places varying to give you information, straight up mark a deck. And he looked at me and said, you know what, you're absolutely right. And he took his deck, and he had a backup deck that he just went, okay, I'll just use this other one. It's unsleeved. We're good to go. So just to not waste time.
That was the game I lost in Gen Con 2015 that I lost Mike Jones.
Sure.
Cost me the cut. No.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I can't play Mike Jones though.
And it was one of those situations of I know you, Mike Jones. I know you're not cheating, but I have to do this to everybody and stay fair. And he was like, "Yep, you're right." And he changed out his deck.
So, Judge, can checking the damage deck be a part of the slow play strategy?
Good Lord. That is a whole other subject.
No, it totally can.
They grow up so fast.
Yeah, I mean, you can, like, there are so many things you can do to slow play somebody. And you know what?
Screw shit, that's definitely one.
We'll jump to that conversation of slow play, is like how to deal with it, because like
no. Let's slate that for the shit show. Let's keep going, because there's a lot of good shit in here that people know.
Dice manipulation. Now, with a D8, it is incredibly hard, if not arguably impossible, to like bake your dice, make them better or worse or whatever. But frankly, anyone who is making an attempt to either select dice or roll dice in a particular way to influence the outcome is illegal. So like, I've seen people that sit there and shake it in their hand, and then they stop, they look at the dice, and then they do one of these. They just kind of flip their hand super quick, and like almost like they're trying to do a tricky roll. Now, those are people, like, I've played against them, and I'm like, hey, can you throw your dice more to just be more random? Because you're doing something and it feels fishy. I just want to eliminate that from the possibility, because people do that, or people like having a specific die that they roll for things like asteroids or things that they want to miss, because they think that die is more influence to go blank. That's like, you are doing things to adversely change your possibility of die results.
That one's the best because it matches the episode title. You're cheating or bad or both. In that case,
so that's one of those things that it's like, don't do that, because one, it's probably not really changing your odds significantly, and two, it's super fishy and shady. Don't do that. Like, I get it. You have in your head some superstition,
yes,
but just don't.
It looks weird. Like, if you're not like in tune to their superstition, it just looks weird. Like, there's other things that when people dice roll, two major ones that absolutely drive me crazy. And I see they're in the show notes, and that makes me really happy because now I get to discuss them on the podcast. One of them is when somebody takes the dice and they barely roll them, and you just kind of like see them slide across the mat. They just and they don't even move barely. It's like they pre-plant the dice in their palm.
It's like they're trying to stick the landing with it. It's like, that's why whenever I try to roll them, it's like half the time I roll dice, one of them goes on the floor, because I'm doing it as crazy as possible. If you've ever played against James Skeffington, I swear he throws the dice over his head and hopes they land on the table. It's absolutely bonkers, but I've never looked at him and gone, you know what? I think you're trying to roll those a specific way. It's never happened because it's so crazy. Now, you should keep control of your dice. Keep them on the table. Don't run them into anything.
Yes.
But at least have some bit of, throwing to it. I mean, that's why in Vegas, they won't count a die roll unless you throw it and hit it against the far wall, creating sufficient randomness. So it's just something you need to do. Don't be fishy. Don't be fucking fishy. Don't be that guy. Come on.
What was it? The other one that really drives me crazy with I I would have to say about 10% of the people do this and they don't even know it. So, I mean, if you're one of those people that are playing for fun and you don't know what you're doing, think about it a little bit. You might be doing it, you might not be. But if you're rolling your dice and picking them up immediately, like instantaneously, like there's absolutely no time for your opponent to look across the table and confirm what you rolled, and you're saying, I spend the focus for three hits. And you're like, you rolled 4 dice. You're saying you're spending a focus token for 3 hits, but I can't confirm what I saw.
Right. And this is especially something that you see with TLT, because somebody will roll 3 dice and know that you only have 1 agility, and they'll go, oh, 2 hits, that's a hit, and pick it up and roll it again. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I didn't see those results. I can't confirm. You need to roll that again. I mean, it's one of those shitty situations, but make sure your opponent sees it, especially if you're using the regionals dice that are white.
Yes.
Those are really hard to see at certain angles. And like, I have those dice, and I make sure when I roll, I point at my results and I say, this is what I have. Now this is what I'm doing. And I make sure to spell it all out really well, because I know those dice are extremely hard to see. So I need to make sure that my opponent's well informed. So yeah, definitely agree. Make sure your opponent sees the dice, sees you manipulating them, and why you're manipulating them. And then while you're manipulating them, like spend the tokens you say you're spending. So like, I'm going to spend a target lock. Actually get rid of the target lock and then re-roll. Like I know you're concentrated on your dice. Okay, I rolled. Now I target lock, I roll. But then people forget to take the target locks away. They forget to take the focus token away. And then you all of a sudden get to the next attack. It's like, wait a second, did I spend that focus or not? Like, I've done that before, but I'm trying to get better at it. And like, it super sucks having to like take the time. It's like, okay, I need to figure out which target lock that is, get it off the table, and then roll. But you know, that's what you need to do, because you know, we don't need to have one of those situations where, you know, people are yelling at each other whether they spent something or not. It really screws with people.
On that same thing, damage cards, no flipping, no pulling a card from your deck saying thrust control fire and putting it face down on a ship.
Yeah, you got to make sure your opponent sees it, is able to read it. If they're not familiar with the crit, let them completely read it. Yeah, definitely. Something else I've seen, especially with like attacks going back and forth, is if you have a lot of ships that are like the same, like if you're running 3 boats in quick draw and you all of a sudden take damage on a boat, make sure you know which one is supposed to be taking the damage, make sure it takes the damage, and then move on. I was playing against a guy in Indy, and I 100% don't think he was doing anything shady. I think it was just a complete mistake. He had moments where he was like, okay, this ship takes damage, and he goes and pulls stuff off, and he pulled it from the wrong ship. Or just with the intensity of the game, he's like grabbing shield tokens. Like at one point, he took a shield, but he took the shield token and put it back on the ship. And I'm like, wait. He's supposed to be taking a damage, not gaining a shield. And he was like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. And like, it was just the intensity of the game just threw him off. But you know, that's something you need to pay attention to. Make sure your opponent like has the shield tokens on the ship and is taking them away. You know, so some people like to like set them next to a ship, and then that gets really confusing whether the ship has shields or not. Just stick to the rules. Keep it on the ship. Move on. What else do we got?
I highlighted a thing because I had to add it.
Oh, dice misprints. Yeah. That's something incredibly hard to pay attention to. That there are some that don't have the right things. Like I have straight up said to somebody is like, do your dice have blanks on them? You know, I was just kidding, but like I kind of glance around and be like, okay, let's make sure this isn't a trick die. But yeah, there have been instances where like attack dice have multiple crits on them, or one of the Foss guys had an evade die with one of the evade results wasn't painted in.
Oh,
he wasn't counting it. It's like, oh my gosh.
Why would you use that dice if you knew about it?
Oh, as soon as he knew about it, he quit, I'm sure. But holy crap.
But for people that complain about their dice, one, you can make top 16 at Worlds with only 2 evades on your dice. But the most common ones are the most recent regional red dice. So if you have a set, make sure you double check them, because your bomb die might actually be a cheating bomb die. So don't do that. Or if you're trying to cheat on stream, do that.
Yeah, if you're on stream, do any of these things. Go for it. So what do we got next? Oh, we're gonna jump into the big one. Template manipulation.
Oh, this is so good.
So first of all, I want to hit on just sloppy play while Chris Allen gets ready to scream about his templates. There are some people who like play sloppily and either like slide the template into their ship and then the ship moves as they're sliding it in, or they put it in there and they're fidgeting, and then when they pick it up they're fidgeting with the template more. Like there was the guy over in Europe, when he picked up the ship and as he's moving it over, he slides the template back to try to get himself outside of range. And just shady stuff like that. When people are touching any of the stuff that's on the board that's moving, make sure you're paying attention, because people do shady stuff, and watch it. If somebody does something, make sure you call it out. Don't just let people get away with things. It's okay to mention to somebody, hey, you did a thing. Sometimes people do it completely on mistake. They're just being sloppy. Bring it up to them and say something. It is completely okay to say to somebody, hey, can we tighten up the play? This is a game of millimeters. Just like let's get a little more tight on this, so that we're not screwing up the millimeters here and then screaming about it later on. Now on to templates. We addressed curled paw earlier, with our commercial. There are a lot of third-party templates out there. If you see somebody with a set of templates, it is completely okay to say, hey, can I see one of these templates, and let's compare it to mine just to make sure it's not crazy off. If it is, let's use one set of templates. I recommend the hard 2. That seems to be the one, if something's going to be messed up, that's the one that seems to be messed up the most. So it's got a lot of curve to it. So it's easy enough to sit there, set on the table, and really tell if it's going to be significantly different. And if it is, it's completely within the rules to say, hey, let's use one set.
If you're checking for FFG off ones, you want the 3 bank and the 3 turn. They're the super messed up ones.
Are they?
Really?
I don't know. There's a set that I have where the hard 2 is my favorite, because it seems like I have like 20 to 30 thou difference in play of going back and forth every time I use it. It just makes me so happy because I get a choice.
Oh yeah, and if they're FFG templates, there's nothing anybody can tell you, basically, which is frustrating.
Well, right, and they've said that because of manufacturing, minuscule differences, these are all legal, but they also put in there that if somebody comes up with a set of templates and you look at them and go, I feel that those templates are fishy, you can say, I want to use one set of templates. Completely legal. And if you come up against somebody who's using like the Boba Fett templates or the 2017, 2018 regionals
guys,
set,
the most recent regionals, 2015 nationals, and those are the only ones I know of.
Yeah, feel free to completely tell those people is like, hey, I would like to use one set of templates because yours are more significantly different. And if they're using arc dodgers, demand you use yours that are wider. Otherwise, their boost and barrel rolls are going to have more play in it, and they're going to dodge your arcs better.
You don't get to demand that your opponent use yours, though. It's kind of the problem.
But who decides?
That's the question. That's a good question. who fucking
So,
decides
the
on
nice thing about
whose
boba templates is
shit?
everybody wants to use them. So I'm like, hey, do you just want to change templates because mine are like way better and not fair? And they're like, yeah, fuck yeah, I do. It's like, all right, cool.
Yeah, there you go.
But I don't know how well the camera quality is going to show up. But like,
No, it's not.
let's see. I'm trying to demonstrate just how off it is. It's very it's extremely noticeable on the longer templates.
Yes.
Ooh.
No, that's
Yes.
bad.
It's
It's bad.
There's a little bit there, but like
That's about.
It's enough. It's enough.
It's
That's-
enough that you can move like.
That's the 20-30 thou I'm talking about right there.
Yeah.
Like the
So
20 to 30 thousandths of an inch off.
So when
Right.
all you do that, like I had a situation at a game at PAX South where my opponent moved his ship and hit me at my corner dead on, and then I put my one straight down, like we're touching corners, and I go, oh wait, I can clear this. That's super not fair. We're just gonna bump. Like I could put the one straight in, slide it all the way to the side, put the ship down, and fit it next to it, and like, hey, my quick draw is a double arc shot on your ship. Like that's not okay.
So
Like it's not a hypothetical. It's a thing that happens all the time.
is it bad when FFG has to start calling shit on their own shit? Is that where we come to today?
I will tell you that for our like Worlds play group, we are rationing templates out to people that need them the most. Like based on the list they're playing.
I mean, when you exist long enough and you start switching like manufacturers, I mean, it's bound to have manufacturing inconsistencies. I mean, it kind of sucks that they ran into this situation of whoever made those templates, they went for something super fancy, so they had to use some company that was capable of doing that super fancy, and unfortunately, that company trimmed them slightly more than everything else, and
like
I
have to pump whoever made the Carolina Craze podcast who were
what is happening?
Fuck's sake, Chris Allen, this is your lead in.
What's up?
Unless everybody froze on me.
Whatever train we're coming.
Everybody froze on me.
Missed.
Shit.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on with him. This is what happens when Chico talks too much and Coach drinks.
All right. I am muting Coach until he frantically starts waving that everything's fixed on his end. Oh, he's waving already. Is he? Sort of.
Coach has crossed the threshold.
Oh, that's fun. I don't know how to unmute him. There we go. I thought I heard him.
Shameless promotion. So not only are Knuckles, which is curledpawcreatives.com, templates exactly on the mark with the cardboard and like the FFG templates that are correct, he also refused to make us templates that match the system open ones because he had too much integrity.
All right. Nice. Now that I'm back, apparently. I forgot where I was. At the Omaha.
Momoma.
Shut up, fucking Kyle. Jesus, shut up. At the Minneapolis Regionals, nobody even fucking batted an eye at my Carolina Craze podcast templates, which both Kyle and I were running that entire weekend.
That's correct.
Nobody even knew, like, all right. Nobody.
No, because they're high quality templates. They're actually made really well.
They're high quality templates. And that's why OCX is going to the same manufacturer that the Carolina Craze Dumpster Fire podcast went to, because we know those are very good.
They're super nice.
They're super nice.
All the stuff he does is honestly ridiculous.
I played an opponent at the regional that had crate templates. I had them, he had them, but they were different colored.
That's awesome.
There's a couple,
but I believe we have fast play and simple mistakes.
Yeah,
coming
sure.
Up next.
Fucking drunk coaches moving us along with content.
How the fuck do you like that, bitches?
No, you
drunk.
We
moved us along.
We actually skipped a section, but we'll get back to content. Misprinted. So these are actually legal, but something to pay attention to. There are some misprinted ship bases where like the arc is like shifted to the side because of the way it was cut. Now it's like if that's all you got, I mean it's a legal product, but I would really pay attention. Like if you see somebody with one of those, like pay attention to it. It's especially more prevalent in like the older product, like with X-wings, like the original T-65.
The Imperial Fire Spray.
TIE Advance, baby. I got a
right. And so yeah, if you run into one of those situations where somebody's like playing a ship on the outside, but it's got one of those misprinted arcs that's like crazy on the inside, I mean that is something to pay attention to.
We have to name the ships that were misprinted.
No, we don't have a definitive list.
Yeah,
okay, then fuck it.
Pay attention.
It's up to your TO's discretion.
Right. Well, but
I'm sorry,
but there is a clause in the tournament regulations that if you have a damaged component, which a misprinted, like illegally cut, like template, could be called damaged, that you need to go and get one that's good. Like normally I would just say, okay, whatever, he has an arc, let's move on. But if you see somebody like using one abusively, something to pay attention for.
Wow.
It's kind of a minor thing, but I mean,
that's bullshit. But whatever.
I am interjecting to our list. If you were playing against Duncan Howard, call a judge on how Palpatine works.
Oh, yeah.
Just whenever.
Just
like
because he's going to try to get away with it.
You see a D and a Howard in front of the name that you're supposed to play against, just be like, fucking judge.
I forgot to announce it at Crate Cup. I'm sure he got away with it a couple times, but you call that judge and you make him explain to Duncan how Palpatine works.
You know what? It's a good thing we have a bigger viewership than you guys do. So if you ever run into the case where you're playing against Duncan Howard, just call fucking judge. Period.
It's probably a good idea.
I drew Duncan Howard. Judge.
Can we get a repair?
What would you like to know? I don't know. Just anything that he's gonna do against me.
So next we're going into some of the more like gameplay style things. We've got fast play, slow play, and collusion. So we're gonna try to run through these relatively quick. I'm gonna go to bed eventually.
Time out. Someone get Dion in on this conversation.
Coach, this is your last time out of the podcast. I'm relinquishing any and all rights.
My last time out of the podcast is to get Dion on the podcast.
No, we're not pulling Dion on here. Poor guy.
Not at 11 o'clock at night, which would be 10 o'clock there.
Right.
We're the same fucking time zone, god damn it.
That's true. No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
Oh, yes, we are. Okay. Carry on.
Yeah. So fast play. A lot of people do this on accident. And even more recently, because we have so many like points where there's like triggers that people don't notice. Like when a ship activates in the combat round, after the attack phase, just things like that, that a lot of people don't notice. And, everybody gets into their groove and they just keep moving on and they forget about these things. It is completely okay to tell your opponent, it's like, hey, these windows need to be dealt with. Like, we need to acknowledge them. We need to have the opportunity and then move on.
Can we tone down the pace of play a little bit? I need to win on time a little harder.
Fuck you.
Right? I mean that is a legitimate thing. Somebody could just be, trolling all of the individual windows just so they can get more times.
I need to count your damage deck and check to see if it's legit.
Yeah.
Right, but I mean,
Fuck you.
we had this happen with Ryan Staniszewski. He was playing somebody that they activated a ship and they instantly started measuring and declaring an attack, and it's like, wait, I need to be able to do Fen Rao. Like, people forget that Fen Rao trigger, and they completely forget it. So you need to make sure to inform your opponents about windows that need to be respected, and then make sure that they're respected.
Or just start throwing fists.
Yeah.
Correct.
And then there's
or just being mad that OCX is on top.
Yeah. Well, like there's a lot of those things that people just don't realize, and they need to pay attention to. Like making sure you put your tokens next to your ship, making sure you're spending tokens when they're supposed to be, removing shields from the right ship, and all those little things. Like, pay attention so that your opponent isn't accidentally cheating, because that it happens, and you need to notice it. Next two are the most controversial pieces of shit we got to deal with. Slow play. Slow play is ridiculous. One of the things I recommend is at the beginning of a match, if you notice your list or your opponent's list benefits from slow play, pay attention to it. If they've got rebel regen, if they're fortressing, if they're fast ships that can just run like crazy, make sure that you're acknowledging those warning signs and paying attention to it as early as possible. I had a guy who was playing like super slow, and I grabbed a judge and I was like, hey, I think I might be dealing with a slow player. Just wanted to let you know in case I start complaining about it later. And then I would start paying attention. Like, if you got a D20, grab a D20 and start paying attention to how many rounds you're going through. Just so that when you call a judge over later and say, my opponent's slow playing me, this needs to be dealt with, you have evidence and you have some sort of basis of, here's how long we've taken and here's what we've gotten through, that they can, make some sort of judgment on. So, like, notice it turn one, and as soon as possible, mention it to a judge. You don't have to be obnoxious and yell at your opponent. It's like, you're a slow player, I'm calling a judge turn one. But, like, casually grab a judge over, or raise your hand and yell judge, get him over, and, like, ask him some arbitrary question about your list that is easy. And then, just kind of whisper it to him. It's like, hey, like, I think I'm dealing with a fishy person. Is like, could you keep an eye on this? Now, chances are there's probably like 100+ people at this tournament and only a couple of them, so they probably can't really super pay attention. But, that person, if they're in a moment of, okay, I'm just kind of standing around waiting for the next judge call, maybe they'll come over to your table and stand in that area, just to kind of pay attention.
Like, when you get that, like, hey, I think my opponent's doing something shady, can you keep an eye on this? Like, the judge is just going to stand by that table. Like, even at Nationals where we had 2 judges for like 130 people, usually there's not more than one game you need to watch at a time. So, like, if you ask a judge, I mean, granted, now that we tell everyone go ask a judge, there'll be way too many requests. But, like, if you actually think your opponent's being shady, or if you're watching a game where you think somebody's being shady, like, if you're, if you know somebody's you're watching their game, like, don't hesitate. Like, hey, something fucky is afoot.
But here's the funky thing about this whole thing, though, too, is like, if you call a judge over and they do realize that you only got like 5 to 6 turns in for an entire match and they win, where in the rules does it say that the judge can disqualify them for slow play?
Well, no, it needs to happen before that. And this is one of those situations of, like, I've had a situation where somebody called me over for a question and they said, I'm pretty sure I'm being slow played. and I watched the match, and based on what was going on, like we said, okay, we're giving this match 5 more minutes because this thing took way too long. So here's 5 more minutes. Play your game. And usually the person who's been slow playing them will protest some. It is like, hey, just play your freaking game. If an extra 5 minutes is going to ruin you, sorry, but you need to play at a good pace, and don't be dramatically changing your pace. And that's a huge part of it. When all of a sudden you get down to the point where you're getting close to the end of the game and your opponent just got up on points, and all of a sudden, poof, they're going super slow. That's one of those moments that I would bust out my phone, bring out my stopwatch, click the button, raise my hand, and yell "judge." It's like, okay, I'm now paying attention to time. I'm grabbing the judge, and I'm going to have him stand here and watch this, because granted, probably most of the games have ended and there aren't that many to watch anyways. He's going to stand here and watch you and make sure you're not being a piece of shit. Because like I have been slow played, and it was at a point of like shit, what do I do now? You got to make sure like you acknowledge it as soon as possible, call a judge as soon as possible, even say something to your opponent. A lot of times I'll say something to my opponent of, hey, we're starting to run down on time. I don't want you slow playing me. I don't necessarily think you are right now, but let's not get into that situation. And that's something where like a really good opponent will see that situation and be like, oh shit, you're right. I don't want to be that guy. Let's go. But there are some people that'll sit there and stare at some things. It's like, well, I don't know if I need to reinforce the front or the back. It's like, fuck you. You know exactly what you're supposed to do. Like every other time in this game, you've known that fast.
That sounds like somebody playing a Fortress list.
No, he's still here.
I had this happen in Chicago where a guy was sitting there staring at his ship going, I don't know if I want to reinforce the front or the back. And like, I straight up told him, it's like, I'm doing it too hard this way. Enough information now? There's no guessing. Do your thing and move on. It's like, your reinforce is irrelevant to me. I need the time more important than that. And like, I 100% think he was slow playing me. So and that was bullshit. And like,
I had
still
it
gets me ramped up.
I had it in the reverse thing. So I was playing somebody that had a Nora with R2D2. And I had engaged him, and then I had to go through the rocks with 3 large base ships. Like it was a condensed asteroid field. I had to go through the condensed asteroid field with 3 large base ships that were severely damaged, and come back around and fight Nora with R2D2. And he knew that he was going to be doing a 1-4 to victory with regenerating shields with R2D2, which I knew he was going to be doing, but I wanted to minimize the risk of me flying through the debris and the asteroids to come back around to attack again. And he was upset with me because I was taking too much time figuring out what I was going to do with my 3 large base ships compared to him just slamming down the 1 forward. It's just like, really? Your option?
You got to acknowledge that there are decisions to be made and deal with that. But your opponent also has to realize that, don't be taking excessively long to select things.
Well, I was the one taking a little bit of time looking at the asteroids and realizing how far I could move to get back in fast as possible with my 3 large base ships. And all he had to do was do a 1 forward green to get a shield back with Nora.
Yeah, I mean, people get into that situation of thinking, okay, I have a super easy maneuver. Boom, my dial's down. And as soon as my dial's down, they start freaking out in their head. Is like, why aren't you done? Why aren't you done? Why aren't you done? It's like, no, let me take the appropriate amount of time. Like, if you actually had a decision to make, you wouldn't be screaming at me at this moment. So I mean, there's definitely something to be had there, and that's where I think getting an independent third party of the judge, have him come over, have him take a look at the situation. Even him standing there is probably going to make your opponent play faster, and that's probably enough to do it.
That's true. That's fair.
And don't be a dick about it. I always try to be incredibly polite. And anytime I'm down on points, I make a point to say to my opponent is like, okay, I do not want to accuse you of slow playing. We're getting to a situation here where time is going to be a massive factor. So let's keep pace okay, and go through this and play it right. I did that to Zach Matthews, and unfortunately, it put him on super tilt, and he will not let it go to this day.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
But I always felt kind of bad because I tried to be super nice about it. Is like just hey, we're getting into the situation, and fortunately, our game didn't go to time. But I kind of feel bad that maybe I put him on tilt just enough that maybe he made a bad decision or something. But
don't fucking feel bad about the Zach Matthews intercontinental fucking Chuck E. Cheese winner. Don't feel bad about that guy.
The unfortunate
he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
The kind of unfortunate thing about slow play is it's very likely that if you call a judge, especially late in the game, there's straight nothing they can do about it. But we do have one tool, which is public shaming. So, let's say you could
right here, baby,
to the finals of a continental championship and then still lose, and then piss off every judge and developer of the game in the process, and we would still never forget.
Oh man, fucking Francois! Holy shit, that was such a clusterfuck. That was the first event that they had the what was it like 2 hour time limit. Yep. And it went to time and went 20 minutes after because Frank refused to call time on the match because they were both going so slow. Francois was just going molasses level slow, and he was playing against Marcel, which Marcel wasn't going super quick, but he was taking his time choosing everything because Francois was going slow.
Right, it's like I have all this time all of a sudden. I guess I'll use it.
Yeah.
The frustrating
that match took forever.
The frustrating thing is it doesn't matter if you're slow playing your opponent on purpose. The net result to them is the same thing. So don't. Or we'll publicly shame you.
Collusion!
Woo! Oh, he's jumping us to the next one.
Good night, Papa Tippett.
Good night, Uncle Mark.
Fuck's sake.
Oh, Mark's going to bed? Oh, because it is past midnight. Oh, shit.
Mark's going to bed. No, nobody cares about Mark right now.
We should hit up Collusion quick before we end this shit. So, Collusion. Say you and your friend get paired against each other, and you want to go directly to Final Salvo because you don't want to play against each other. Collusion? If you want to agree to split prizes with the opponent, regardless of the outcome. Collusion?
It's collusion!
Creating an agreement before the game. What are you going to do? So a lot of these are these really, really gray situations.
No, let's be clear. The collusion rule is there, so you can't say, all right, you won this game, but let's say the score was 99-101, so I can make the cut too. That's what the collusion rule is. It's
right, and
not what the collusion rule says.
That's one of those situations. Like I've run into a situation where I was playing against somebody and I was like, man, if I can just get half points on this ship, I'm happy and I'll concede because I'm pretty sure I'm done for. But I can't say that to my opponent. I can't tell him, it's like, hey, that little small ship for only a couple points, could you just fly that off of the board so I don't have to tell Chris Allen to send you any fucking templates and then I'll concede? That is a real situation I have to think about sometimes, you fucking bastard.
Yeah!
Correct.
So,
bitch.
So like those are things that you're not allowed to, do with your opponent. There are a lot of judges out there that won't let you go straight to Final Salvo no matter who you're playing against, how much you like them. It's like your punishment of, you know, wanting to go to final salvo is standing there for 75 minutes and going through the motions.
Story from Worlds for that, where the judge told them that, and they said okay, and then the judge left, and Travis looked at them, looking at their dials round one, and said, "You know they can't make you do that. Just go get food. What are you going to call each other for slow play?" And then they left and came back at the end of the round. Like the secret is no one.
Wow, that's collusion.
Jesus Christ.
Well, like that's one of those situations of if they're going to go to final salvo anyways, personally I think whatever, just do it and feel free to go get lunch. But there are some judges that'll say, okay, play it out, and you can either make the decision of one of you is going to concede so you can go get lunch, or both of you are going to sit there so that you can both get 100 points and one of you gets a win.
Or
because in really some situations that could be a very big deal in the MOV count.
Or if you really trust each other, just fly all your ships off the board the first turn, because the round doesn't end until the first turn's over, until everything's moved and you get out of the combat phase.
Collusion.
Granted, totally fuck your friend if you agree to do that. Holy shit. They'll be so mad.
Oh man, I have played enough board games with people to know that somebody will ruin the prisoner's dilemma and completely screw up that whole thing. So you might as well be the person to screw them over first.
Correct.
Yeah. Agreeing to split prizes. I've seen this frequently with the last year with the system opens, where based on whoever won the match, they got the shield tokens. A lot of people would agree is like, hey, let's just split the shield tokens and play for fun.
Very
completely
cool.
Okay if you agree with that before the game and it has no bearing on the outcome of the game. If you're sitting there at a game saying, hey, just let me win and we'll split the prizes this way, that's where it suddenly becomes fishy. Like Chris Allen giving away his trophy just to get a win. You son of a bitch.
Sorry, I can't hear you in my regional trophy box.
Your box.
Cheater!
Oh my gosh.
Cheater!
When FF
fucking cheater!
This is another one of those situations that's
us both. One of us had to win, and neither one of us cared.
Cheater!
So this is another one of those situations that's like super hard to prove, especially with people who like came together, who got paired together.
Wait.
Like,
can we observe the docile Kyle Stews has fallen asleep in his chair?
He's here.
No, I'm here.
Damn it! All right, never mind.
I haven't fallen asleep.
So like creating agreements before the game, like if you drove 6 hours to a tournament and at some point during that drive you came up with a perfect strategy of what to do if you two got paired against each other, there's no way a judge is going to know or be able to prove that. But you know, just make sure you're not doing it like at the table, and like don't manipulate things. That's where it suddenly gets weird. And a lot of tournaments these days aren't giving out, you know, what people's scores are, what people's MOVs are on a round-to-round basis, because people are starting to do that math and figure it out, find the answer, and suddenly do something about it. You know, that's not okay. But like,
it would all be solved if they just give us back intentional draws and make life easier. But people that are chilling at the 1 and 5 tables get really mad when you can take a break the last round.
Wait a minute. Yeah. Are you saying that people reading about intentional draws are wrong?
No, people were super mad about that because, you know, people were sitting there doing math and figuring out the perfect answer of what I should do in this situation.
You can't stop us.
Yeah, which wasn't.
We cannot stop them, ladies and gentlemen.
Wasn't
we
super.
Can't fucking stop them. All we can do is spam and make them look like idiots. Now they can win. But we can still make them look like idiots. They're not cool. They're unfavorable people. Don't buy them beers. When you see them in public, spit on their shoes.
Wow.
Sure. So yeah, those are some of those gray areas that get really weird for a TO, and it's really hard to prove. But like I had a situation in Chicago. I got paired up against the guy I drove up with, and we were like, okay, we're in an elimination match, and we're playing against each other. I managed to kill one of his ships first, and all of a sudden he reaches across the table and concedes. And that was one of those situations that I was like, okay, this is weird. I think he might be able to kill one of my ships with one of his leftover ones, but he's conceding. If I was any other opponent, would he have conceded? And does that suddenly become collusion?
Well, you have to have two willing parties to collude, so no.
You do not collude before the game.
Oh, but like
started.
we're standing in line in lunch, and he all of a sudden tells me is like, oh yeah, I just conceded because there's no sense in trying to steal MOV from you, and I'm like, oh, okay, you're not wrong, and I appreciate that, but
you're a
shit
cheater
like that.
But you're not wrong.
It feels weird, but yeah. Fortunately, I had plenty of MOV to make that cut.
You should direct them to the Carolina Crates is the best podcast thread. That's where they belong.
Sure.
So,
cheaters.
All right. I hate to put an end to the show, but it seems like we've gotten everything that we wanted to discuss.
Yep, the list is done.
I want one last topic. I want to talk about.
No, you can save this for the shit show.
What'd you say?
Say
What's
that
the
5 times fast. Shave Jay's part of the shit show.
What's the topic?
No, it's not getting recorded now.
There's no topic. We're gonna screw Ryan Ontovsky's list till next week because he has.
Yeah, we don't have time.
He already has enough homage to his name anyway. So.
But Chris, what's your topic? Just so
after I'm recording.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Because I have some things I would like to tell him after the recording as well.
Okay, so are we on to shout-outs?
We're on to shout-outs.
Okay, I'm scared to ask Coach what you got for shout-outs.
Let's skip the shout-outs. Let's skip the shout-outs.
Fuck no, we're not skipping shout-outs.
Yes, we are.
No, we got to do some quick shout-outs. I actually have something.
Quick as shit. Quick as chop.
You got anything, Kyle?
I do. I don't. I don't have any shout-outs.
You don't? Okay.
I know you do.
You do. So for me, I actually want to thank our Patreon people. Once again, this has gone above and beyond what I was expecting. I was expecting just enough to pay Montana back for all the money he puts into hosting and everything. And we actually broke our first goal of wanting to give back to people and send out alt art. So we're working on that. Something fancy, crazy, stupid to send out to people.
Would you check your fucking Patreon list for God's sake?
What do you mean check my Patreon list?
You check your email all day.
What? What do you want special recognition because you're a Patreon now?
I do. I want. The acrylics.
No, fuck this shit. Depends on what tier.
I'm not some groupie. Jesus.
He's a groupie, like.
He is a groupie.
Wait,
that's the problem. It's like, I don't know if I want Chris Allen in the Patreon. Facebook.
Sober up and you'll want him.
I did it right.
He did it right.
I'm a
first thing in his life, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll get some good shit out there. So,
yes, we will.
Thank you to everybody who like. Yeah, I've put out some extra content for people on the Patreon group. It's Patreon only stuff that
I can't even listen to. So there you go.
Yeah. I put out 2 videos. One of them was overcoming obstacles, just how to deal with obstacles, strategy for obstacles, how to fly through them and get better with them. The other video is I stole the idea straight from Dion. He wanted to do a thing where people play against each other, but you can hear like what they're thinking while they're playing. So instead of doing something really good like that, I just went on to Vassal, found some poor bastard to play against, and recorded me playing against them, and recorded my thoughts and talking through each turn and what I thought they were going to do, complete with John Madden pen drawing all over it. So if you've contributed at all on there, you're welcome to go and watch that. I plan on trying to record all of my Vassal matches that I use for practice going into regionals, and see if I can get some interesting stuff for people listening.
All right, I would like to note, I'll go ahead and download all those and post them publicly. No worries, I got you, fam.
God damn it. You're a monster.
Fuck that, he's a Patreon. You fucking treat him with goddamn respect and reverence.
I can't fucking handle you. I went off the ride.
I got a shout out. You ready?
All right,
that's it for me. Go, Chris. Go.
Shout out Brent Wong for having the balls to show up and judge Crate Cup, not like somebody else who.
Oh God damn
it!
Burn.
Chris, I was unavailable. I'm sorry.
Little PTO.
No. In all
I would have been there to judge, but I was unavailable.
What? Anyways, no, I got to shout out Chris for the Cryodex plugin for Crate Cup because I did it by hand last year and it was balls. Would not recommend.
Like balls good.
Yep.
And this time it worked really well when I stopped.
2 grapefruits, like
when you stopped screwing it up, it was awesome.
Hey, the first time was Brent's fault. It's not my fault.
So glad I have these huge balls in my hands. It feels so warm and testicular. I just want to put them in my mouth.
God.
Okay, Coach. What's your shout out so we can end this?
Okay. Number one shout out is, for fuck's sake.
Oh boy.
He's been a fan of mine and a fan of all of yours, but holy shit, Dion Morales has taken the goddamn game to another level. How the fuck his wife lets him go to all these places, I don't know. I'm assuming it's on the back end, and she's like, "Yes, dear."
It's definitely in
my wife. She's like, "Oh wow, look at this new Ford Edge that I'm gonna buy next year. That's awesome. Go ahead and fly to Portland, San Antonio, fucking California, all these other places." I want to give like the greatest shout out to that guy in the world because not only one is he streaming all of these system opens, but number 2, apparently we've influenced him to upgrade his wardrobe. Have you seen him in the last 2 fucking episodes?
Suave.
That guy is straight up fucking. I mean, he is barring a blazer and a tie, but other than that, he's the best dressed man in the house that day.
Who's you? Let me get this.
Dion Morales, you earn the OCX badge of honor, my friend. You're not going to get anything in the mail, and you're not going to get any money. But
dilly.
You earn that badge, baby. Dilly dilly to you. Second shout out is to. You know what? My second shout out is to Travis the Johnson. And this one might get a little deep, a little personal.
No. Another deep shout out from Coach. I love these.
So I'm gonna, if I could put this in a haiku form, I would, but I'm not gonna be able to. I'm not that smart, or good, or. Yes, Travis, you are a national treasure to the game of X-Wing, in the form of. I relate you to Harry Truman. You did a lot of good for this country in this game. You've said a lot of very wise things. But you've also detonated the first atomic bomb ever in the history of the United States or world. And I believe that you're going to have to own up to that. And it's okay. Don't worry about it. Oppenheimer said I believe the quote goes, I am now the creator of death or something like that.
Close enough. It's fine. Quote
And
count.
I believe Travis the Johnson needs to own up to the Oppenheimer quote. Like, I am the bringer of death, the ending of worlds. Whatever he says is ultimately going to be probably truth, but most of us out there in the podcast world are going to resist you tooth and nail. That's okay, because just know that you're probably right and we're all wrong. But also recognize that we don't care if we're wrong and we don't care if you're right. So enjoy your life and your new child. I ripped you a little bit before, but dude, welcome to fatherhood. It's gonna suck balls. Suck major fucking balls. Holy shit. Your life outlook is going to change. Welcome to the Republican Party. We take everybody.
So Travis is hyper rational to the point of like when he saw how bad his life was going to get in comparison to where it was. Are we still recording, by the way?
Yes.
Yes,
Right.
and we're live still too.
Like we had him, like it was bad. He was so sad. He's like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to handle this whole kid thing, right? Like I don't know, like not being the whole protagonist of my life. Then we got him out of it. He's like, oh, this isn't as bad as I was worried it would be.
You fucking liars! You liars! You lied to him.
There are positives all through it. There are negatives all through it. You just gotta find a way to embrace the positives as much as possible.
His only salvation is to come onto the OCX radio podcast, and we will give him the best advice he'll ever get in his entire life. Fuck it! After League's done, Travis the Johnson is the next host, our next guest host.
6 months from now, he'll be a member of OCX Radio because he's been indicted through parenthood. He can no longer.
He'll realize his faults, and he'll recognize what clan he belongs to. And OCX Radio is the only legitimate choice.
When he deals with this first case of shit back, I want it on stream.
No, I want the first time he has to literally touch poop. That's what I want.
You are at that point.
He's been a father for more than a week. He is beyond that point.
No, but when his mind realizes that it's okay to touch poop, that's when he can come on the show.
Oh, all right. So we need to yub-nub this bitch and then get to this.
All right, we'll yub-nub it. Oh, my God. I second.
Return of the Jedi.
Yub-nub!
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 Ooh-la-loo!
Chris was pretty good on this episode
with his new haircut. Yub-nub.
He got a new haircut, and we fucking like it. And I'm pretty sure Mary goes down on his balls. Click, 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 click.
What is happening?
I
got my annual haircut whether I need it.
I'm stopping
on Montana, cut it early. Cut it so early.
Cut it! Cut it off.
Shit.
All right. Well, hey, that was fun.
So my subject was going to be how handsome Coach was this entire episode, and then you fucked it up by cutting me off. So it's not on the record.
Nobody needs to know that because they already know that.
It's fair, factually correct statement.
I mean,
Jesus, are you still drinking?
Well, I'm only halfway through this.
Enjoy your morning.
Yeah, no shit.
It's supposed to snow 2 inches tonight, so I'm gonna be up at 5 o'clock in the morning anyway. So. Fuck it.
Jesus, dude.
That was
only up at 4:30, so.
All right, I haven't been paying attention to the YouTube chat at all. So if there was anything important, feel free to copy and repaste because I'm looking.
I don't even have the YouTube
30 seconds.
chat.
Go, guys. Go, guys.
Oh, make sure you go to OCX is the second best podcast thread and get in your, cheating bat or both, coach. I was supposed to extract a bat rep out of you for how the fuck you managed to lose that game.
Oh God!
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we never even.
None of us want to hear that. None of us want to hear that.
We were supposed to talk about the league draft.
Yeah, that was supposed to happen tonight, Coach.
I was ready to give you so much shit, and I was like, "Oh, I guess it's not in the notes. Whatever. We'll let him say his face."
That wasn't Chico. Chico's job was to do the cheating part. My job was to do the Portland part, and he was supposed to make sure that happened. So you can blame Coach for that.
Kyle, I thought your job was to keep Coach sober-ish.
I'm not there tonight. I'm not even close to him.
we all fail at that every week.
You fuckers are never gonna win that
I'm
achievement.
retracting all of my Patreon dollars for fucking it up. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, shit. We were supposed to talk. We were supposed to talk about like your lists and how they're crushing the shit. Oh no! But by the way,
way to go, Coach.
As we were fucking doing the podcast, your Rebel list did fall very closely to a league player. Like it was super fucking close. They're like it was 2 hole to 1 hole down to the wire, and they couldn't pull it off. But you guys lost. They won, which is weird because all of us in the league lose when whatever. It's the great thing about it. I love it. It's great.
Man, they drafted us some really, really easy to play lists that are really good.
Dude, no, fuck you. You did not draft easy to play. Like, no. Okay, how do I want to put this? Yes, you drafted easy to play lists, but not. You had to realize what your market was.
Oh
right?
No, we did.
You did not. No, you did not. And this is what pisses me off is because you're winning every fucking game. So you're taking normal goddamn like non-competitive league guys and you're like, here's your list. And they're like, oh, I will crush everyone. And they are.
Yes.
It is crazy.
You're going to tell me I don't know the target audience. I know what they do with those lists. They took it at their opponent, they pointed it at them. And that's what they're there for.
But jousting works. Jousting always works.
But I've been watching most of the games, and they're like forgetting half the fucking.
Oh, I know. Trust me, I know.
It's ridiculous.
That astromech on Biggs has not been used once.
It was sad. Like probably the reason I lost my game was because I told them about Fenn's triggers. I was like, "Hey, just to let you know."
You can fuck me here.
At the point, it shouldn't have screwed me up as much as it did, but they remembered the next turn, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" Nah.
You're like, "Hey, here's what your list is supposed to do," and they went, "Oh."
Yeah. Oh, now I get it. Fenn does what? I thought I was just supposed to pay attention to Hot Cop. No. Fenn's ability. No. Okay. I'm going to save this till after the broadcast. So when we go to non-broadcast...
He's going to talk shit about you, listeners.
We're still live right now. No, it's nothing about listeners. Well, maybe one listener. I don't know.
No, we all know what happens in the salt mines. It's 2 people take their lists and they joust each other always, and one of them's super wrong. So we just made the best jousting list we could.
And you probably succeeded. I mean, I know we're only in the first week, and I think there's 11 games played. 11 or 12. We're still waiting for 8 more. But it'll be interesting to see Gold Squadron.
Like, they gave Miranda. I don't
know. Hey, Marcel was in charge of it, so the lists are pretty solid.
Yeah, but they've got like Miranda. I don't even remember what their shit was. They drafted Miranda.
They drafted good shit. They drafted good. Well, except for Scum and Villainy, fucking redrafting everything.
those motherfuckers. I was so close to convincing Tippett that we were just taking everything and we're gonna make wholesome lists.
I know. I was there. You were so close. And then Tippett comes in and goes, no, fuck. This. Ricky was just gonna like, I like A-wings. Horton.
And then I told you to make it a snake draft. I was like, fuck, we were gonna fuck everybody so
Oh my god.
It wasn't. Holy shit.
Ricky was just like pressing buttons. He was just
I was like, we get to pick first twice?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, the snake draft was the way to go.
Oh,
I
for
think
sure.
you guys would have gotten fucked royally if we didn't go the snake draft.
Yeah, you were gonna get ghost fanned so hard if you
Yeah, exactly. I know.
Yes.
I know. It was gonna be bad.
it's fucking Hera in the attack show. I don't give a shit.
You know what? Everyone's having a great time doing it.
Good.
And that was my ultimate goal, was just to have everyone
Yeah.
fun. Something
yeah.
different.
People are coming out and having fun, and that's what counts. And they get to hate us, which is bonus points for everyone.
Well, yes. I will say, people are seriously taking like they're torn because they don't want the player they're playing against is in the league, so they're going against those persons.
Yep.
But they're also like, I'm playing for the crates, and I really don't want to play.
I'm playing for the greats, and they gave me this shit that's really good.
The great thing is you can see it in mid-game. Like, their mindset's like, oh, fuck. Like, it's pretty prevalent, like, mid-game. Like, they're going to either win the game or they're going to lose the game. But if you make it to half game and they're going to win, they're like, God damn it. Fuck. This is going to go to the crates and I fucking It's just so it's great. But oh no, it's everyone's having a great time. It's weird. It's what I love about the whole thing is people are playing lists they never ever play before. But
so B-Wings?
No, but you can still take like a squad that you're trying to practice for regionals. Sort of.
Worse.
Like, well, for me, I drafted well, so
you're local.
My list scratched Java, and I'm trying. I lost, and I lost. Like, the only reason I lost the game was because I got a goddamn random blinded pilot on Bosk. I would have won that game hands down, no problem. But
okay,
whatever.
So I'll let you guys go on this conversation here. I haven't played my league match against the crates yet.
No, we're videotaping it tomorrow night.
That's no, I won't be able to make it to the store tomorrow night because my wife's going out to see the new 50 Shades movie.
Oh, wait, it comes out tomorrow? Yes. I'm so in.
So you'll be busy the hour she gets back.
If anyone is even watching that movie, they're wrong. Oh my god. It's like those movies are a people watching experience of lonely middle-aged women. It's amazing.
Yes.
Hey, and I was going to tell you that Friday was on, but apparently my wife said it's off. So
correct.
So then we can do the streaming of the game on Friday.
Ooh, good fucking call.
Right? I know how to play this angle.
You're goddamn right we can.
Because I
Friday night.
Friday.
So I can put it on my OCX shelf.
I'm scared.
You know what? I'm going to send him my fucking extra triple XL shirt.
Jesus.
Because apparently I have one that no one.
One big enough that I can wear one side of it and Travis can wear the other side, and we can be a team.
Oh shit, dude! I haven't. No, okay. First of all, I know Zach has an OCX shirt.
He so does.
And we went, Zach and I. I've done some very good things for Zach. I like Zach, but I'm starting to think that the feeling is not
Mutual.
reciprocal.
Was the
Mutual.
head not good?
It was not good,
Mm.
and so I think I'm gonna have to ban him.
Just ban him from life.
Just from everything.
Matthews of the Crate Zach.
No, it's just formerly known as Zach Matthews the Carrot.
So before I got interrupted, I was about ready to tell you guys and our listeners that are still watching the live cast that thanks again for tuning in to OCX Radio. Really appreciate the views. Love the commentary during the show.
Yeah.
Glad you stuck
Fucking
around.
Gordon Berg is watching.
I know, right?
Gordon! Oh my God! Gordon Berg!
Okay, now he's gonna have to change his panties. So
They're not even anime flavored.
anime flavored panties.
Nice.
No. Hey,
So,
no.
but I'm gonna hit the
though.
stack because I'm not gonna get that much sleep tonight. Take it away after
I'm
this,
not too
you
far
guys.
behind you.
Yeah,
I have to pack up for my
Chris
flight
Allen,
tomorrow.
I apologize for not getting the Crate Week OCX Draft League on the show. I will talk to the producer myself and see if he can't get some of the audio from the YouTube stream and put it into the show.
You're
So-
a weeb.
Thanks again for
Also-
coming, Chris. It's always a pleasure and a riot having you on.
I would like to formally apologize to Montana for what a clusterfuck my recording is going to be. I just realized that it's going to have slightly your audio in it as well. Get fucked, Montana.
Oh, you monster.
Have fun editing all
Hey,
3 hours of
Hey,
it.
nobody gives a shit. You can't apologize to Montana anymore. He's getting paid for this shit.
True story.
It's a job
My
now.
Patreon contributions and apology.
Dude,
Fuck
you
Montana.
see
all
the
he
coins
wants.
he's making?
He's getting-
He's making challenge coins, and they look baller.
Wait,
Yeah,
dude,
dude,
those are
Like he
actually-
is machining his own challenge coins.
I just
Machining for the win,
didn't get
baby.
high enough for that, so I didn't go that high. Shit.
You should go that high because those bitches are gonna be fucking
Yeah,
spectacular.
like on one side it says get another beer, on the other side it's gonna have some sort of logo, so you can flip it to decide if you want to get another beer, and continue with flipping until it tells you to get another beer.
Then you can have both sides say get another beer.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Calm
I
down,
told him that,
Two-Face.
but that was a little too crate-ish. So
All right. Night, everybody.
Have a good night.
nice, Luke.
Oh shit, it's like 1. I got to pack for my flight tomorrow.
Oh fuck,
Where
I'm
are
in
you
control
going?
of this.
I'm going to Salt Lake City. Actually, hey, if you're in Salt Lake City,
Oh my God! Why are you going to Salt Lake City?
To get another wife other
Are
than
you
Mary?
sure you're not gonna burn on the way on the plane?
to burn? What?
That's a holy country right there.
Salt Lake City is like the most heretical part of Utah. It's great.
Oh.
It's like only half Mormon. Actually, I think they're under 50% now.
Fuck.
Man.
You should walk around with, you are now Ghost Fen
Only
percent.
41%.
Ghost Fen beats Salt Lake City. There's the new shirt.
Okay, boys. It is 10 till 1. I'm hitting stop broadcast.
It's time for you to get a watch.
So thank you to the live people.
You're gonna miss out on this great. Okay, never
No,
mind.
the
Go
live
ahead.
people are gonna miss out.
Yeah, no. I
The
understand.
shit show is over.
I understand
Gold
now.
Squadron out.
You